And now, your reigning VCT Pacific champions on the hunt for another title. Welcome to the stage, Paper Rex!
Oi, Gui.
Pemang.
Alright, so because
Easy,
Here
bet,
we go
actually.
into map
Ban.
picks. Really curious how
Eh,
this is gonna
samain
go. We've seen
di
both of these
dulu.
teams
Ntar
not really like to play ice
waktunya,
spots,
Cok,
so I
samain.
can imagine at least one of these guys would be banning
Aku
it.
menit
If I were
10.
T1, I would want to try to bring out Breeze because
Ntar,
Paper
samain
X's Breeze
ntar.
against Genji didn't look
Waktuin
too
game.
great, or maybe come up with something that they are strong on, something like a Sunset or a Lotus. Then again, that is
Pasti
where
ban
X could
Breeze
pop off.
kayaknya.
Yeah, I know that Ilya, or excuse me,
Ah.
something said that.
Perek ban
Versus
ini
Sunset,
ban
they can
Sunset
do those
nanti.
non-duelist
Sunset
concepts.
jadi
Enggak,
What
pasti
T1
ban
would
Breeze
like
per
to-
X.
would
Kalau
like
di
both of
Breeze
them
stop.
bring out is maps where something doesn't play on that jet.
Ooh.
So, you know, just to
Where
maybe
the
put
Gecko
Paper X,
comes out.
yeah, to put Paper X in a position where they're not the most used at it just yet.
Well, that makes sense why Breeze is banned, right? Because something was trying out that your wasn't too great, but Split and Ascent now. Okay, so this is where we have that Rossi Viper, double controller along with Izu combo, but at the same time, Paper X experiments around sometimes. They bring out the Harbor with Forsaken, and it can be very interesting to see how these teams clash on that.
Or
Yeah,
even
Paper
the
X
Sage.
loves to cook on Ascent.
Juga, Cok.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious to see what the comps are going to be having here. And Sunset. Yes.
Berani pakai Sunset, Jos.
This was
Iya,
kind of
tapi
an interesting map because
menang
again, this is the
terus
map
di
where we saw two
Sunset per X.
iterations of Paper X, the one with Jake,
Dulu Sunset kan
and the one without Jake.
Yeah.
with
Gila
the
Sunset
duelist
per itu.
comp. So again,
Hancur Jo Perek di
I'm
Sunset
unsure
ini.
on what's going to happen here. And another thing is, these are maps that there's a possibility that X-Grid can bring out the chamber.
Yeah.
Possibility.
Or maybe Paper X tries a new composition.
So we're taking on the chamber.
That's what we're hoping
That's what
for
we
a little
want.
bit, honestly,
Do
right?
you hear us? We want to see two chambers today. It is not two chambers, but instead.
Wait, trip. No. We're back.
We're back on.
Woo! This feels Paper X.
Well, but this was the T1. I mean, no, the talent.
The talent, but this is not that talent. I
Okay.
hope. Oh my gosh! I hope it will not look like talent playlet Sierra triple duelist against CRX. That was.
Tiga duelis, Jo.
Alright, but this is
But-
classic
Huh?
composition for T1. The double
Duelis
duel,
tiga, Jo.
we've seen that
Yeah,
before.
emang
It works
lucu
great,
banget,
especially
Jo,
when it's
tiga
Saya
duelis.
player on that jet, opping off of his, mind. But Paper Rex now bringing Forsaken on this Yoru. That's going to be very interesting if they know how to play around.
Breeze ini semua karena dua, Jo.
He's
Ini ya,
used this multiple
Breeze.
times on Bind. I'm loving to see it again on a different map here. So I'm just, again, taken aback by this. But there is a lot of things that you can utilize with such high mobility agents that Paper X has. And again, one of the big thing is you can always combo that Viper and Raze on Paper X's side.
Well, one thing's for sure, both teams absolutely dumped their Sentinels. We are going to go into the first game of today, Split. We're going to go over to our casters. Have fun with this one.
Yes, thank you very much, and I think that we will have an immense amount of fun. I was wondering what was happening, saw it on my monitor, walked over to Alex before the walkouts and said, what the hell are you guys doing? And his response pretty much verbatim was, we effing hate playing Sky. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, triple duelist for Paper X. This is not something that we have seen in a very long time on any map, but Split especially. Not since Talon back last season, and I tell you what, that didn't go so well.
Yeah, I still remember the look on your face after that map. It was a very rough affair for all involved. But this time around, you gotta expect it's gonna be different. It's Paper Rex.
Sure.
Certainly with a Yoru, who's sort of a pseudo-initiator anyway, you know, that acts as their flash agent. That's gonna act as their ability to get the entry since you don't have the Sky sense, which kind of surprises me that they say this, because Devi is like a player who I think of as like a really, really good Sky. So
sure,
kind of curious to see how this is all gonna pan out. I mean, Monyet, phenomenal raise. We know that from years ago before he switched over to playing controller for GE. Look, anything's possible with Paper X. I don't ever doubt what they're doing.
Tadi
I don't
menang
usually
siapa?
doubt
Lord
Alex and his
sama
ability to really cook up something
apa itu
special.
lab?
This is that team that gets the
Menang
greatest
Lord.
Apa menang Lord?
benefit of
Menang
the
Lord.
doubt when they pull out something absolutely
Tapi Aspas masih ngeri
wild
ya.
and unexpected. But whether or not
Aspas
it's
gila
actually going to be
flicknya.
put to good use, we'll have to just wait and see.
Ya,
Because
yang di
we
split itu ya.
were excited, you know, in their
Yeah.
own series. The desk was talking about it a little bit. That breeze coming through, getting to see something playing on the Yoru. Didn't go nearly as well, but given the change-ups that we have and the people who are playing on the specific agents, maybe this will hold a bit more water.
I know. Again, I don't have a lot of doubt in anybody on this squad to do their job and do it well for the most part. I mean, yes, you do see from time to time it's rough, but Paper X has proven us time and time again that they can cook and they can do it better than most.
Alrighty, well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in your seats, sit upright, and hopefully you've got some water nearby, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. Gate's going to be going down in 25 seconds. Let's see what this comp does do as they start on the defense.
I think Paper X is setting up for some kind of mid-hit here. You've got 3 players, along with Mind Freak, could throw a Paranoia, try to crunch, put something in Monyet. Swing pretty far back.
Ada Sky ini cancel.
Set up the TP. Yep, there it goes. And they are getting ready. But T1, on the other hand, spreading out the map. Doesn't look like they're going for anything fast or aggressive. Really, the pressure here could be potentially on Carpe.
Ini langsung di-min 4 orang tuh.
PRX was just seeing if they would creep out from Ramen. Not going to happen for now. Paper X is just going to reset. But that is a little bit of information. You saw both the Rays and the Yoru there for Carpe. And he's going to be taking his time. They're going to use a star here, potentially smoke this off. Yep, Paper X. Now they await. With that Trailblazer there, you're starting to think that maybe this is going to be some kind of mid-hit. They're going to re-aggress towards this angle, but with the spike over on the other side, it's going to be the Sewers maneuver.
Something T1 and Sewers. They're going to cut their way back over towards A.
I was waiting for you to say it.
The gate crash has expired. So it'll just be this 4-man push out here, peeking in towards Ramen. Checking Sewers, but nothing being seen. It's still only Devi on this side of the map. He does have that.
Lah dia ke B. Dia ke B. Satu ke A, satu ke B. Siapa yang mati Devi ini?
Good for the opener though.
Ini
with the
dapat 2
share.
boleh. Boleh sih.
One of the Saya player. He's
Langsung
gonna
lari
knock
semua
down to 78 health. No armor to speak of. So first blood is found here from Paper X, but now
Ini
Spike
Dava ini
being
player kayak
planted.
gak terlalu
Anu
tapi ngeri, Cok. Gak terlalu di public tapi ngeri, Cok.
Trying to intercept Devi.
Kan?
Aware of this. Just mentioned a
Lumayan.
little bit of additional damage down. Carpe build away at as well. Now Forsaken arriving. Something goes dashing forward out onto the site. Looking for the duel there against Carpe, who does manage to get the better of him with the classic. And Forsaken quickly picks up a second kill. Now going to be struck down as X-Ring tries to hold the line. But suddenly it's all on Rossi here at backside. In that 1v1.
Bangkit pick, kenapa bangkit pick?
Monyet saya ngapain dah?
Away with the pistol round win.
Yeah, a great hold here from T1. This was a really challenging retake that they had to defend. Good job there clearing screens, kind of identifying that Devi was more or less likely pretty alone there. They didn't get a lot of contact other than the Sheriff shots that got the opening kill. So they're able to overstack that angle, take him down. And Paper Rex, coming from spawn, is pretty well identified and pretty well handled here. So a potential tricky retake that T1 is able to scrape by with. Some fancy footwork and shooting from Rossi. It's going to get him over the line, and now you're able to Get a few extra guns, and yep, Saya player with the Marshall finds Forsaken.
Saya player.
Nebula does go down. Execute for the bow. One yet ends something into the ground.
Pelan-pelan Bang Abang
One
Kevin.
weapon not able to be safely recovered, so Mind Freak just has to leave it on the ground. By just checking to see if anyone got this lurk forward up over onto its ramp. Nothing spotted. But T1 at the moment, the entire map is their playground. They can go where they please.
Yeah, I really like the way that T1 is approaching this. Immediately, when they see the triple duelist come out, it's a pump of the brakes across both the pistol and this round. They're not going to overcommit to anything. They're not going to give those duelists the ability to pop off for Paper Rex. We know they're capable of it. Really take your time. Really get your information in hand before you make your decisions. And this is really, really nice to see from T1 early. Carpe doing a good job leading them so far. Nobody available for the defense on Paper Rex's side here on the B site. Mind Freak's going to try to make a wide wrap around through Ramen. Divide with the Sheriff.
30 seconds left.
Be making his way through mid. Bit of contact.
Mind Freak trying to see if he can get any inkling of damage down here, but now the snake bite.
Okay, classic gitu.
Stop him from pushing forward and
Dia dia anjing.
his position wisely. Again, stops Mind Freak from being able to get that weapon that had been dropped earlier on. Divide with another nice headshot though. Taking down Izu, making this a little bit more costly for the side of T1.
Dua bisa tu.
Currently in a decent spot if Sai player can upgrade the Marshall. Anything more than that would still be a pretty costly anti-eco for them. So T1 not going on the hunt, not going to be thirsting for kills. It's going to be sat back, but Carpe getting out of this spot. It proved to be mildly difficult. Going to start drifting away, and it looks like Divine not going to be swinging out wide enough to actually get the punish. So T1 should be able to exit. Maybe Mind Freak able to pick up something here as they turn their sights now over to stairs.
Low.
Never mind. Mild distraction as side player dashes across, and Carpe will be able to collect
Kena result ini sayurnya Cuk.
2-0 start as we get ready to go into the bonus.
So far, so good for this T1 squad. Now, you do have to anticipate that for Paper Rex, you know, with triple duelist, that the attacker side is where they're going to be looking to do most of their damage. That is nasty, Carpe. Hit a lot of heads with that Bulldog spray. Really nicely done. And already on round 3, the operator is going to be found for Saya player. So a big piece of weaponry going to be available. Something thinking about a bit of a mid-peak. It's another 3-man stack here to play for the orb. Be able to feed it over to Monyet, get him closer to that showstopper. There's a lot of T1 waiting. Again, they're expecting aggression. You got to imagine with this triple duelist comp that Paper Rex is looking to find favorable fights, overstacked fights, and try to claim victories that way. Again, so far so good for T1. I really like the patience. I really like the discipline we're seeing. This early operator could be very, very challenging for Paper X to deal with.
Trailblazer once again. For to scout out through fence, swinging on the operator. Only a little bit of damage could be found, but Carpe can go ahead and put a little bandage on that one for Saya player. Right back up to 100. Kill taken here for the side of T1 as they look to convert the bonus. Isu swinging into the corner and again. Yeah, just getting dinked right through the corner of the wall. Mind Freak still taking forward spot.
What?
Drag that spray across. He gets taken down. Very dire here for the side of Paper Rex. We're going to have to call for the save already.
30 seconds left.
It's starting to feel a little bit like the start we saw from Paper Rex against Gen G, where it was a little bit slow, a little bit off. Doesn't seem like the pace and the feeling of the normal Paper Rex style, the W Gaming style, is quite there yet. But for now, might just have to be a save here for Divide and Forsaken. However, Rossi knows it, wants to go on the hunt, see if he can steal some extra guns away from Paper Rex.
Back up, scouting around the back side. We'll see if he's going to end up clashing here with him.
Martin, maju Martin.
Thinking a little bit, maybe too far outside of the box as far as where Paper X.
It's that pistol round back in his mind. He's like, they did this last time. They came all the way through spawn.
Yeah, Ping is coming down, checking around. Nothing noted here. In the end, will be Divide and Forsaken holding on to their weapons, but T1 converting that bonus to move up 3-1 nice and early. Paper Rex with the timer stopped. That might be the intervention coming through here from Alex.
Yeah, and it's just a good hold in garage, and then a nice push-up for Saya player. Able to outduel Ilya. And And I like this move by Mind Freak. He gets ahead of the Sky Flash, expecting it to come. He just can't get his spray down in time. So it's not a bad idea at all. Just doesn't quite pay off as you would normally expect. And yeah, already gonna have to see if they can get their heads on. How many times have we seen this Achilleos where Paper Rex starts out a little bit slow, and you're thinking, oh boy, maybe they just don't have it today. And
belum.
they just start to pick it up until they're...
Fuck me, man. Aaron.
Well, this season once so far, but maybe twice now.
Yeah.
Come off the backside of this one. But yeah, no, historically, you know, the timeout calls here from Alex, typically very much on point on when they will find the most amount of value.
Oh,
This
belum,
is
belum.
very
Cuman
different
ngegas
territory.
dikit.
But then again, it was different
Main
territory that
nggak
we saw from
gitu.
Team in their series versus
Hari-hari
G, where they
kuis
ran the
pemanasan
no-duels
lah.
competition. So yeah, it's kind of inverting things a little bit. It might not be 5, but
Cukup banget sih katanya.
the way that these guys like to play, it may as well be. See if it's going to work out, though.
The tough part here for
Funny,
Paper
that's kinda
Rex...
lucky.
yeah, why not? I knew you'd appreciate that. I think the tough part here for Paper X on their defender side is, of course, lack of ability to get information as well, right? Like, you don't have a lot of util that's going to go out and get you much info, sort of Forsaken on the Yoru, and that's about it. So otherwise, you have to rely on contact. You have to play off of that. And T1 has done a masterful job so far of not giving up a lot of information, not giving up any free kills. Everything's been really disciplined from them, as we've come to kind of expect with this new iteration of T1 ever since the AVL. They felt really stable, really solid, and you're seeing it once again here today.
Kurang maju gak sih? Nggak
Set
mati
up
kayaknya, Cok.
not sure if Izu is going to fall for the bait here.
Lu menit berapa, Gi?
Grab the
Gua
Set up those
11,
stinger shots
10.
from Mind Freak after the orb is taken, making them think, okay, it's just
Cepat kali cok anjing.
holding a stinger,
Oh,
definitely not
yeah,
around the
yeah,
corner with
gua-
the Bucky in hand.
Berapa lu?
Never. Oh,
Hitung
you
lu.
sent his TP into there as well.
Sabar. 1-0, 59, 58,
And
Okay,
yeah, now, I mean, even
Terus
identifying what
hitung,
weapons are around
Cok,
the corner.
pemain.
53, 52, 51.
Udah.
Wait out for a little bit longer here.
Udah.
Boombot's still in the back pocket of Moniette, can use that to scout and guarantee that there's still some presence outside of the garage.
Gak bisa mati cok sih, jangan cok anjing.
And something had been positioned there in mid, so he gets drifted back over into mail towards safety as the smoke
Apa Bang
comes down.
Dennis?
30
Itu
seconds.
lu
When it covers, Moniette holds the
11
corner.
jam
T1 now
55
have to
menit,
be wary about
Cok.
this every single
Bukan
corner that they go to push
bukan
into.
12 jam
They
lu,
have to
Lep.
suspect that there's going to be a Bucky around it.
Kurang
as
5
the
menit,
Boombot
Cok. Ya
will
gagal
identify.
lah.
And now we know where he's positioned. There's the jump forward.
Lah.
A couple shots going in. Izu, I think it might have been mid.
Lah,
actually.
lah.
Takes out Moniette, but for a
Lah.
second,
Oh, gua kira
has
ngomong
them all
sakit,
lined
Cok.
up, one after the other.
Anjay.
Kills to finish the round and get Paper X on the board.
Yeah, and you're seeing some good adjustments here where Paper Rex spreading the map a little bit, having Forsaken with that gate crash all the way on the other side of the map, able to come over and help Moniette. His whole play there is, I'm going to make contact with somebody on the other side, on A's side here. He got the kill, and then he TP's right over to help Moniette out, to
Nih,
set up this
tuh, tuh,
angle.
tuh.
You know, allow the
Anjir.
to hold the corner, and he can hold the long side. He does a great job with it. Now he's got a dimensional drift for his troubles. Once again, a little bit of a mid attempted setup, but a fast hit here, potentially from Izu. Maybe just gaining space initially.
Fast jump across. Flash turns away from that one. Izu, surprising that both
Nggak
actually take
mati
that
dong.
something now. The showstopper into play. Looking for a target. Everybody back.
Izu nih gila
Udah lah,
cok.
udah lah. Dapatnya dapat, Cok.
Right past Executor, who's still over at main, and Moniette will finish him off. Now his own showstopper at the ready. Spot
Anjay, sama-sama ngelirik sih cok.
Anjay.
no further mobility, no escape. Moniette very much arrives in the round.
Pelan-pelan Bang Monyet.
Ah,
Cut out for
bohong.
low HP bars, however,
Bohong lu,
so
Bang
certainly
Dennis.
is still possible.
Gua
for them to try
pernah
to get
bisa
this
12 jam, Cok.
He's already done it once. Gotten the last 2 kills to get him the pistol
Ini
round.
kalau clutch
He's been pretty good in these situations
Iya.
for T1 so far
Gak
this
kira,
year.
Gi. Sumpah gak kira,
Discipline.
Cok.
And plenty of time to work with on the clock.
Udah mau, iya, Cok,
47
itu.
seconds, so that's
Soalnya udah
more than
kira
enough
main 1-1, 2
to try to wait for Paper X to get over patient or over eager, because Paper X sometimes not known for their you know, their reservedness.
Pemain
30
lu.
seconds left.
Bapak-bapak,
Not.
bapak-bapak homo lu.
Just holding back. I mean, eyes not even on the spike.
Toxins going up.
Rossi,
Toxin screen
every
down.
single
Lama,
angle in
anjing.
order to check.
Toxic going up, toxic going
Just as
down.
much ambiguity
Toxic
here.
going up. Gitu aja tuh cok.
Sprints it over here towards
10
the B
seconds
side.
Emang sempet?
Might have just
Enggak, jangan sempet.
barely enough time.
Sempet
Nggak,
lah.
Jo.
And
Sempet anjing.
oh, it's gonna be so close. But I think
Nggak. Dikit. Sempet nih. Anjing.
fraction of a second.
Ini malah kalah.
Beda, no.
Spot again.
Ngapain gak jaga spek
on the
ya?
boards of Paper X.
Kalah ini.
So very
Tuh.
low. First contact.
Udah,
Monyet
kalah.
down to buy now. Looking to push the corner.
Lah.
Turning away from it for
Lah.
a brief moment. Goes.
Udah
Timingnya.
Just managed to spot.
Timingnya jelek kali si Rossi, Jo.
Iya, dia
Bodoh.
kira di atas
Paper
kok
X
masalahnya.
afloat.
It's a brilliant attempt by Rossi.
Sepersekian detik timingnya,
Iya.
Jo. Malah
I thought he
paling
would
dia.
just come up short maybe. But he got ahead of it by fractions of a second. And able to catch him off guard as well. Still had a couple snake fights there. Maybe could have used one to delay a little bit after he got the first kill, but Monyet, so tricky to deal with. And I like the change of pace from T1 this time. They say, okay, you guys are playing a little bit slower. You're playing for information.
Nice.
He did hit it. He's right.
Increasingly more
Jo.
like this.
Kena ban ntar.
Panik.
Well,
Semuanya panik, Jo.
hit it indeed. Monyet with a very explosive round to very much keep Paper X in this one, and now the timeout coming through. I mean, this has got to be. This feels like this is record-breaking. The number of timeouts we've had in 5 rounds of play.
I was literally just thinking the same thing. I'm like, we're 5 rounds in and we're 2 timeouts deep. Like, both of these teams already trying to feel each other out because
Gue
I
sih
mean,
penasaran.
with
Keyboardnya
Paper
pro
X,
player
you
tuh
have to
pakai
expect the
apa ya?
unexpected, but you know how much unexpectedness can you actually prepare for? Like the
Sure.
triple duelist here is pretty out there, even for Paper X.
There are far too many simulations to run to adequately prepare yourself for this team. We just don't have the processing power to make it happen.
No, there's not enough quantum computing in the universe that can accurately predict what Paper X wants to do.
But timeout called. T1 for now still here with this lead, but does it last? 2 Stingers coming into this one. They do have a pit, so they can get themselves onto the site. Would be in a good spot, but something is going to look for some early aggression backed up here by Forsaken with the flashes up in hand. Instead, okay.
Ooh.
He's trying to snipe him out of the sky.
Wow!
Kena kaki, Jo ya.
That's just insane from something. That's the line he decides to take. Now he's going to go pushing
Look.
up, and Izu, what a turn. Managing to find one, turns back, takes down Forsaken as soon as Carpe gets dropped.
Look.
Now he's out on top of the ramp. And he manages to get to buy. What is this opener from Izu?
I am blown away. This looked like it was going to be a couple shorty kills for sure for Paper X. And instead, they're able to turn it on their heads. RT1, just great reactions from Izu. I mean, he's had some really, really great maps. Getting to see him on the Rays now, really exciting stuff from him. He's hungry on yet at that range. Oh, he's got a pretty weak though.
Okay, wants to jump across, grabs the operator.
Wah,
Sure.
kelas.
Okay. Not for the sake of fighting, is that the weapon that you want, but for the sake of saving,
Mahal
absolutely.
sih, OP.
So prize does get collected here. Monyet just going to be holding on to this one for dear life. To pass it back over to something, see if he can find some value going into the next round, because it seems like timeout call, very good. Izu performance, astounding in the round, frankly. And T1, they will now move up 4-2.
Well, I gotta say, I think one thing that's really encouraging for the side of T1 is you're able to react to these crazy plays that Paper X really likes to do. Oh my God, what?
That's illegal!
Jeez,
You're not allowed to do that, Izu.
Oh my goodness.
Izu nih kan
That is.
player barunya ya kan.
Well,
Boy,
they're showing that they can hang in terms of mechanical ability with
Hey,
Paper
Mike.
X, that's for sure. Goodness.
God, go buy a lottery ticket.
Oh. My jaw is on the ground. That is just insanity. I mean, but that's, Izu said it in one of his interviews that he wants to be known as the faker of Valorant for Korea.
I'm not finding anything, but Forsaken is still here, and he's just not really giving any credence to the fact that Sideplay could be around the corner, and Saya takes advantage monstrously. 2 kills found. Poison Orb to deny the vision here at top ramp is something otherwise would be in a decent posted position. He dodges down to the boom bot, but now it's going to be the pit, the Cosmic Divide. The kitchen sink just chucked in here. T1 want to get this win. Side player, his reign of terror will come to an end. Something able to find his 2nd kill of the map thus far. Still wary about that potential lurk. back out around main. As we know, everybody is stacked up right now inside of this pit. Push on the corner, Izu finding one. They know that something's going to be here as well, and Izu's able to flush him out. Now it's all down to Mind Freak. Almost there. He finds them both. Now brings it into a 1v1, but he has to try to flush Rossi out of this pit.
So is the Paranoia. Put it towards the back of the site here to try to clear this. Oh, he's going to miss with it.
The tap on the Decay. He's got to back away from the pit for now. He just has no real great tools to try to find this one. The retap again. There's the spray, and it's a quick adjustment. Rossi able to take him down. T1 carrying on their merry way, now 5-2.
Some great reactions here from T1. Obviously, Saya able to punish the aggression of Paper Rex outside of A main.
And they say, hey, let's use our own operator.
Yeah, why not? This is just great stuff. Just, again, sort of understanding the way that Paper Rex wants to play some of these rounds, or they want to get aggressive. They want to catch you while you're trying to set up for your executes. Instead, T1 turns it on its head, shuts it down. Saya with a Blade Storm. Viper's Pit. Blade Storm as well for something. Pit comes down into mid. So now you're going to have to really rely on Mind Freak and something to control the edges of this map. Try to keep T1 from getting any easy hits onto the site. Mind Freak, though, just with a stinger.
So they're one-way setup. Yeah. Oh, they're looking for the stun here as well.
Yep.
Barely managing to get out to safety. The Trailblazer expiring before it rounds the corner and spots them both within the B site. Also just watching to see if there's any forward push out of this Viper's Pit. Something continuing the jiggle here around ramps, but it seems like it's just going to be similar movement here from T1. Have some pressure outside of B, and then just drift through those sewers ever so quietly and get ready to attack the A site.
I mean, something's going to have to come up huge, potentially. He is getting some help from Monyet and Forsaken. They're making their way there. Will it be in time? Ooh, be able to dodge that.
Snappy flick, unable to get there. Blade's now pulled out as side player wants to go for the entry, drops down into the cubby. Carpe in the meantime, clutching Forsaken out of the sight. And something rather is only going to be good for one. Carpe taken down. Mind Freak and Devi. The last two standing, and even though they just have these stingers, they need to kill somebody, recover a weapon, and then go for the save. As Rossi snaps on to take him down. But they try to play this one out. 6-6-1, Rossi on the jiggle peak, able to spot him out. Mind Freak just wanting to try to isolate somebody, get a kill, find something additional here, but Saya player with the op shot will make it a team ace, and T1 will make it up to 6.
Yeah, again, they're just reacting so well. You know, Paper Rex is trying to buy a little bit of extra time to get the reinforcements there, but Izu's so ready for it. While this is the first time Izu has played Raze here in VCT Pacific, he has played it some before. He was typically a duelist main, actually, before he came over to T1. If people don't know, you know, back when he was playing in the VCJ, he was often playing Jet. Sometimes Raze, but mostly Jet, so he's very comfortable. We've seen it on Yoru, right? He has played that this year.
It looked damn good.
Yes, exactly. So when you get him on the Duelist, you can see he's very comfortable. He has tremendous reactions, tremendous reflexes, and it's even giving Paper Rex a hard time. And speaking of hard times, Alex is giving having one right now himself.
He's trying to keep the arms folded so he doesn't instinctively start slamming the disc.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this is a brutal position to be in. I mean, we're talking about it during the team walkouts. I mean, this is the reigning Pacific champions right now in a single elimination playoff versus the team that finished in third. Obviously, some changes and glow-ups here for T1. Looking like a much different, a much stronger team this season.
Well, now you've
Paper Rex want to be the ones who are dictating the pace of this game. Right now, they are not.
No, exactly. And one thing that's really impressive with T1 that I want to touch on quick is the flexibility that Izu gives this team. He's played so many different agents, so many different roles, and he plays them all extremely well. Whether it be the Omen, the Yoru, the Raze now, he has been really impactful for T1. You can see just why they were so high on this pickup coming out of the offseason.
It's another big changeup, though. Haven't really gone for that many full sends here onto the B side. Now looking for it as, okay, the TP out, trying to gauge exactly where he went on yet. Up on top of the rafters, able to take down Izu. So it's going to be one piece of the equation here taken down as the flashes do manage to connect on the side player there, back side, or on the Carpe, I should say. Forsaken swinging back in, managing to find him. Spike now stuck on the opposite side of the pillar. Excurate just trying to stay tucked away behind the box, stay quiet. As Rossi looks to get some space. Maybe the dash in, but the dimensional drift, as you mentioned, does come into play. Excurate now going to be taken down. That's going to be the spike. Spotted. Forsaken just chasing in. Getting that operator out of side player's hands. Seems like this timeout going to be working here for the side of PRX. There's still a long way to go to try to run this back, given that they're starting on the defending side.
There's a great little bait and switch there between Mindfreak and Monette. Able to get out. Ooh, Rossi?
Spotted.
Rossi does a lot of damage, gets the kill.
Takes him down. I mean, any kills they're fine. Cash right now here for Paper X. It's not a good spot. So as much as they would love to just end the round right now, take that weapon out of Rossi's hands, try to deal some additional economic damage, Paper X can't really afford to go on the hunt here.
Yeah, I agree. They really shouldn't be, and Rossi knows it now. He's starting to be the predator, seeking prey.
10 seconds left.
Well, Forsaken with a big round does pick up 3 kills to get Paper X 3 rounds. See if that momentum can continue, because so far it's only been 2 rounds consecutively that they got prior to this. Can they go a little bit deeper? It's going to be operator back into the hands here of something once more.
Yeah, and Mindfreak there, the TP is, you know, it's hard to know exactly where he's going to go. If he's going to go up, if he's going to go into the back alley, and Monette takes advantage of that confusion, and then it's a great 1-2 combo from Forsaken and Mindfreak with the fake out into the paranoia, able to clear the back of that site, and then that sets you up for a little bit of time to rethink things, get Forsaken his ultimate, allow him to find the rest of the players that are on this B site, isolate Saya player, take him down. Really, really nice chain of events there for Paper Rex.
It's a bit more defaulty here from T1. Same setup that we've been seeing. Trailblazers check over defense. Only clear out 1, and now a gate crash back over towards screens here from Forsaken. So he's going to go rotating over, wants to try to maybe take a position, get stationed up in mail.
Yeah, letting loose the gate crash on his way over for sure. Got to make sure that he has the ability to flex between the 2 sites.
Saya player, slow creep up, Poison Orb for now, denying the flash, getting a catch. He's called back. Saya continuing to advance.
Ngeri lah si Saya player ni anjing.
Oh my god.
The triple peek into the gate crash.
Anjing.
Forsaken, you just absolute lunatic. Monette, however, going to get caught. Side player finding the opening kill. Backside here from Mindfreak, catches the full flash. Sends out the paranoia, TP's forward on towards sight. The swing coming in though, and he's still trying to get the smokes down, but Carpe managing to hound him down around the corner. Finds the elimination. And again, the investment, they have the cash to buy another operator, but might need the cash push forward to try to buy for another teammate here. Caught inside. As Accurate ends up getting taken down, but as Forsaken can't get the transfer, can't
Saving.
now, he's just going to have to drift away back over towards the A site, op in hand.
Yeah, Forsaken with that information jump gate crash there. Sets up Monette, but Monette can't convert. Saya player's ready for it. You know, great mental preparedness from T1 so far today for these really aggressive Paper Rex style plays where they're jumping in and out of smokes where you maybe normally wouldn't expect, or trying little cheeky combos like that. We saw it a bit in the previous round. Worked for Paper Rex this time around. T1 ready for it. By the time Forsaken gets back over to the site, it's already fallen apart and he has no more utility left, so makes things pretty easy here for T1. 7-3 now. Starting to get a little bit worrisome for Paper Rex. If you can get 2 more, then I think on their attacker side, that's, again, where this comp is going to shine, if it is going to shine.
Yeah, that should be the spot. You know, given that you're bringing that triple duelist, having the aggression, the attack, on paper, it makes sense. But right now, in execution,
nice
on the defending side.
Why are you the one making dad jokes today?
Wasn't even intentional. I just
you leaned into the paper quite a bit there. So.
My brain was slow, and I couldn't think of an alternative, so I just committed to it, unfortunately. But now, something, okay, a bit of a change up, going for this peak. Knows that they've been really utilizing the sewers to try to maneuver around the map, but this time, it's a full collection of T1 right outside of A main.
Oh, but look at how much information and space Paper Rex has. Finally, these push-outs are starting to gain a little bit more value. This is how they have to work the map. Trailblazer, of course, Forsaken expecting pressure on the back of that. A lot of times the Trailblazer is going to be something that's going to lead the way for a potential hit, but T1 just seeing Forsaken thinks, well, he can gate crash out anyway. Why would we want to potentially risk it? You know, we know The Paper X has been setting up for these bait and switches. Let's take a little bit
Sabar
more
ya,
time
Bijo.
here before we go. It could just be a timed hit. See if they can catch Paper X being a little bit impatient, but all the information on the map, I would start to think that Paper X has a pretty decent idea that this is going to be A. I mean, you've had no contact A or B, or I mean, excuse me, mid or B.
Sulitnya pro player nih.
So
Bisa
certainly,
sabar kayak gini, Cok.
Paper X still looks confused. It looks like they think they might have peeled off and are sitting in
Kalau
summer
kita
position.
mendadak langsung maju anjing.
Okay, that's going to be the go button here for the side of T1 is Divine.
30 detik masuk baru. Nah, anjing sabar juga.
Saya player, snappy. Managed to make a connection there with Divine.
Gafai.
Down 3. Can't quite find Saya, but that's fine for them. Forsaken will be able to get the cleanup as well. Dimensional drift back online. Paper X still hanging in there, get themselves up to 4. And like you said, 7 and 5 wouldn't be a bad half for them, considering how dominant and widely has been for T1.
Yeah, no. I think 7-5. You're
Dapat
actually
5,
pretty happy with this scoreline for Paper X. You know, it looked like it could go really sideways really fast, but this round, Divide just great timing to peek around that corner, find the entry, and then they line up for him. He's not going to miss those. So, you know, when Paper X seems to need a spark of energy, when they need somebody to stabilize for them, it's often Divide. He's often the one who can pick kills.
Well, swing it out, taking down side player, not affected at all by any of that Yoru utility. See something. I mean, I think he actually wants to move forward, but just can't afford to do it. Another kill this early into the round would just be catastrophic for them. Early clear on that Trailblazer, but still concerned that it might have spotted out Mind Freak's forward position. He'll be pulling back.
Sama-sama OP,
Sense of a
teman-teman.
smoke to try and dissuade any further push in towards B.
Paper X reading this pretty well. They're expecting this B hit. The pings came down, the smoke came through, and they're going to use that to try to just get up close
Mati
and
nih.
personal.
Siapa yang muncul duluan mati nih.
So
Yang pick mati nih.
to each other without really knowing it. Meanwhile, back over at B, thank you very much for the picture.
Gemes lah nih, Cok. Yang lain udah mati, Cok. Anjir. Ih. Ya.
Still at back sight.
Ya balik ya.
Started to inch forward, but
Gak berani.
I mean, side player, rather, he's calling that the rotation happened. He's trying to drag the
Ke A lagi, Cok. Balik, Cok. Anjing.
Yeah, this is really good communication.
Mati nih
on the
sampai
side of
di.
T1, recognizing that the other side of the map was going to be a little bit more open, hoping
Mana
that
ini
the
dapat satu malah
Cosmic Divide
kayaknya.
invested would
Masukin di
buy you a
bawah
little bit extra
dapat
time,
satu
but
malah kayaknya.
Paper X relatively
Vipernya mati nih,
Divide's
Vipernya.
already over here.
Yeah, he's gonna push out
Waduh,
further.
Enggak, Viper, bro. Ya elah.
The Divide gets himself up and towards heaven. Drops down, spots Rossi for a brief little moment. Straight pushing forward and still managing to find the headshot. The jiggle out, just trying to get the timing, trying to get that headshot lined up. Speaking of timing, T1 running out of it.
10 seconds
Finding
left.
one, a tap onto the plant, something up over the top. He's got the shorty, and he nearly gets the one.
Cok, gua kira mati, Cok.
Take him down, but
Di-flick
Rossi
gitu.
plants his feet, shuts him out, and
Switching
it's going to be 8 and 4 at the half with T1 way out in front.
Gotta like what you're seeing here from T1. Their ability to adapt to this comp so quickly and so effectively was truly impressive. And the way that they were able to read the map, maneuver around, find some really good opportunities. Again, match Paper X in terms of their speed and their decisiveness. That's something that very few teams have had success with in the past. So certainly, gotta like what you're seeing. But again, this is gonna be where this Paper X comp is really supposed to pick up steam, really supposed to pick up momentum, is going to be on this Tacker side. You've got to expect it. You've got some crazy executes dialed up where you've got the Jet and the Rays dashing in. Like, let's say on B site, you can dash to Pillar on one side, the Rays can go to the other, Yoru can TP somewhere, who God only knows where he's going to send those things. So it's going to be pretty chaotic here for T1, so they're going to need a lot of that awareness, a lot of that quickness that they displayed at times in that previous half. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to face this triple duelist comp against Paper X. It cannot be comfortable.
He's collecting his tickets, collecting his wristbands.
He wants a win.
This guy's been here, been coming to the games for a while. We'll see that dedication, as well as a significantly more riled up crowd.
They were fired up outside earlier before the event. They were loud. I mean, you could hear them.
They were lined up.
Gaming
I think 3 hours before I left my house.
Yeah. I saw Jake Shin posting pictures. The line was long.
I was like, damn, everybody's already there to the venue. I'm rolling out of bed right now. I'm about to get in the shower, get in my car, get ready to drive over there. Love to see it. Now though, first pistol round went the way of T1. They double up in those figures here as
Blinded.
flash over the top. Carpe getting some information, but not quite as tell-all as they would like. Gate crash in the meantime set up just alongside that screen's entry. Forsaken winning the opening fight. Gets the catch onto Carpe, swoops through, trying to spot the rest of the site. Now they know that it's clear. Spike can be planted as Mind Freak looks to hold the back line where this double push through Sewer is getting ready to come through. Scratch that, make it a triple.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure. Going to be on Mind Freak here. If he can get one, that'd be great. Two would be phenomenal.
Timing on the check. Takes a hell of a lot of damage now. Seeing the push coming through, he can't offer up anything more. He's able to take him down. The 4v4. Forsaken, however, just shooting through, finds one, but side player comes in from behind, manages to get the catch. Something will be able to take down Execute as well, as it's just now Rossi trying to see if he can get anything done. Time dwindling, look for the snappy headshot, eventually does manage to stabilize and find Monyet, but still a lot more work to be dealt or to be done. He doesn't have the time to do so. Something will be able to get another kill here in the round as Paper Rex tie up the pistol round win. They pick up their 5th overall.
Yeah, some really interesting decision-making here from both teams. Paper Rex gets hit by the guiding light early and just decides to just keep kind of 5-manning it slowly. It isn't really anything pacey here. They aren't using the jet utility. They aren't using blast packs initially to get onto the site. And then Forsaken finds that opener, and they can just kind of stroll in because it got left open. The guiding light ping doesn't send any reinforcements over from T1. You're not exactly sure in that moment. Is it just one player? Is it just two players? You have no idea. That is all 5 of Paper X that are there, and they're going to try it again.
They are. Oh,
No.
Early. Time players straight out on ramp, going to be taken down, and it's a blink, and you miss an explosion of death. Everyone's dead in the blink of an eye, and Paper X win the round.
There you go. That's a Paper X round, right
All
there.
right, let's roll the replay.
Please?
I mean, they had the right stack read.
I think Mind Freak TP's in here. Oh, they just walk out in front of him. Yeah.
There's 3.
Okay, they just walked out into it. But that's the other thing with this comp you got to remember. Not only do you have the jet dashes, you have the blast packs, you have the gate crash with Forsaken, you have the TP with Mind Freak as well. They're going to be all over the place. It is going to be so hard, potentially, to keep track of them. Monyet just taking a little bit of space early. Not going to be contested. Izu! Oh, he's ready for it.
Yeah, just rushes up. Does take a little bit of spam damage there from Monyet, but overall, it'll be worse for Ware. A little bit more through the box. Boombot going forward. It's going to be cleared out, so get rid of the gate crash as well. Paper Rex, I mean, they're in a forward committed position now. I don't really think they can try to back out of this one, but they don't need to.
Cutting through.
Forsaken just barrels through them. 3 quick kills into the mask, into the dimensional drift. Looking for the rest of them. He's on for an ace, but I don't know if Rossi and Carpe are going to even be able to try to give him the time of day. Push forward, Carpe is able to find Divine. Now that they bring it into a 2v2. And the 1v2. See if Rossi can work his magic.
Just bananas what Forsaken can get away with. They just kind of walk and line up for it. They're trying to peek together to try to shut down that push. It's the right idea, it's just the wrong angle.
Flopped in, Rossi trying to get in there before he can bloom, but just can't quite get that crosshair trained on Mind Freak, so he manages to stand his ground. Swapping around the weapons here. Paper X suddenly 3 rounds consecutively, converting a bonus like T1 did before them. Find themselves just 1 round away from tying this up.
I mean, again, you can see that at the beginning of the round, there is some awareness of this pacey, W key gaming style that Paper X is going to play. Izu has been really good in these moments at handling some of the initial pressure, but it's just that one kind of missed timing there from T1. The stars align for Forsaken, and we've already seen it once in this map. Now he's done it again. He's given the opportunity to get multi-kills off of just a crouch spray, holding an angle.
Call going to be made as Rossi says, guys, I need some assistance. Backs away, screens there for a moment. Wants to try to get a catch on anybody pushing up into the smoke, but it seems like Paper X not really going to bite on that one. Instead, we'll just full corral into the site. And just given T1's rotations through sewer consistently in this map thus far,
timing.
I suspect that they're going to be very well aware of this. So Forsaken for now, just going to be posted up on that line. Ready to try to intercept anybody. As the creep up comes through. There's the first Carpe. Wow, that headshot managing to find one. Excrement puts that Guardian to use, managing to come up with a kill of his own. Still though, 3 players alive. Rossi finding Mind Freak, and things are starting to unravel here for Paper X. Double flash in towards something, trying to stop it. The paint shells as well thrown, but they're just so low. He cleans them up, and Divide gets Rossi at the same time. Bloody, a hell of a lot closer than we might have anticipated given the thrifty attempt, but it is Paper X winning the round, and now tying it at 8-8.
Yeah, I mean, Paper X is anticipating this, and T1 still almost makes it happen just off their gunplay. Carpe is so good with those sheriffs. That is one of his calling cards for sure, is his ability to utilize those one-tap weapons to great effect. He's been tremendous. And
trying to jazz him up.
Yeah, they're getting there. You can never count Paper X out. Slow starts don't mean a darn thing to their mentality. They do it all the damn time.
I mean, just look at this though. The conditioning, they go over to the A side consistently, and now they just shift it up, go to B. X-Straight, however, looking forward, not taking the bait on that fake out. Now decides to strike, managing to find 2. Can't get the transfer over to the 3rd. Brother v brother. For a second, comes out on top of that. Tool is high, hits Izu, intercepting him in mid. They have an operator invested into this round. T1, do they even try to go for this? Like, oh, they certainly do now. Showstopper, however, from Monyet. Forcing them back down the stairs. Just holding it for the moment. We'll just let this go. Won't find any value from it, but he buys time. 2v2. The buy. Push back over towards Garage. Side player catching a pixel out of position there. Rossi finding the other. Now it's Sayat versus Monyet. The lob in on the paint shells to zone him out. He's swinging around the backhand side. Side player not ready for this one at all. Monyet will pick up the 3K to close out the round and give Paper X the lead.
Great bait and switch there from Monyet. Really nice stuff here from Paper X. This time, finally, we're seeing one of those explosive, utilizing those maneuverability plays that you were kind of anticipating with this triple duelist comp. And it's Devi on the lurk that catches the big kill onto Izu to keep his Rays from having any impact on that round. Nice pull on the showstopper. Yeah, you don't get any kills, but you bought a lot of extra time potentially, especially with the Viper still in play. You want to buy time for Devi to get into a position where you can potentially use the snake bites and things like that to delay the post plant. So even though it doesn't come down to that, the ideas are really solid right now for Paper X. And yeah, you've got to pump the brakes here as T1. You've got to figure out how you can slow this down.
The rally back has just been immense. I mean, what, 5 rounds in a row now in this second half. So that's going to be all of our timeouts used before either team can make it to double digits.
Yeah, it's been all Paper X the entire half. And that's got to get a little bit concerning. I mean, again, you're also in a similar position though as T1, right, where you don't have a Sentinel. So it's hard for you to slow some of these hits down without making contact, without getting into the faces of Paper X and actually trying to out-gunplay them. And few teams can make that happen. Now, you do have some really good ults here for T1 to maybe go for those contact plays and find success with the Blade Storm and the Showstopper.
Well, the last thrifty attempt was a pretty damn close one here for the side of T1. We'll see if this can have a similar effect. The side player will have the knives. Showstopper is there for Izu as well. Now just going to be popping these, but not looking for the jump, not looking for a big, 4 or 5 man stack push from T1. Everybody just fanned out across the map, playing this one out very patiently.
Man, look how deep this star is.
There's a jump in.
Oh my god.
The timing of the flash, absolutely gorgeous. X-Shirt still able to find Monyet, but Forsaken takes out Carpe. Something gets the enemy Astra. Side player now swinging around from behind. Managed to make his way through here, but they are still noting this, especially as the jumps and the cloudbursts come down. They know exactly who's there.
Chasing Ghosts is Saya player. He's expecting somebody to play right around this corner.
In the meantime, Devi getting ready around the corner up towards Mail. Rossi is looking for it. It's point-blank range. So that Stinger can find value, and it does. Izu also able to find something. There's the Showstopper. Doesn't go deep enough. He could have had them both. Izu, that could end up costing him the round. Find the headshot there with the Guardian. Rossi, however, finds Forsaken. Pushing in, knew that they're both in backside, but Mind Freak gets the headshot again. Such a strong effort here from T1. But if Izu, if he's able to adjust that Showstopper a little bit more, that would have been the round done and dusted.
I mean, just unreal timing from Forsaken on that gate crash to get out of the way of this Showstopper. He knew it was coming, and he set that up as a bait. I mean, he's just so brilliant on Yoru. He's just absolutely one of the best in the world.
Come on, Mulian!
Oh boy.
I love this, that we get to listen to the Paper X comms in between rounds.
Especially when you have a brother on the opposite side of the stage.
That's true. That's true. You gotta taunt the older brother. No doubt about it.
I mean, we've seen the success of the brothers over in EMEA as well.
True.
And now they're on opposing sides. It's Forsaken spotting him out. Paintshell's coming down. He's trying to jump out, but a little too aggressive. Rossi ready for that one. Something does manage to find the kill, however. Picking him down now, looking to entry down onto the site as the flashes come flying. Carpe around the box, eventually does fall. It's actually Moniette coming up with the kill. And at the end of it all, a 2 for 1 as Devi looks to try to get the catch here in mid. Tries to readjust the spray. Izu managing to stay alive, and oh boy, Whiffy is all help from something. Trying to get the catch. Brings us now into a 2v2. Saya player, however, still holds on to that operator. Mind Freak TP's into garage. Doesn't spot anything. Izu makes his presence known here, up in heaven.
Clearing right underneath sight.
He's trying to clear out this box, but
yep.
Paintshell's kind of
They were a
missing out
little
on that
short.
opportunity.
Yep.
Moniette just holding Psai, not looking for it. Walks right into the crosshair. Now it's all on Izu. Swinging back around, Mind Freak in heaven. There with the crossfire, and so far, that second half round win continues to elude T1. 7 consecutively now as Paper X get themselves up to 11.
Well, you expected it to be good, and it certainly has been great on this attacker side for Paper X. No slowing down here. Tough position for Izu, trying to guess where Moniette is hiding. It's actually just right by the spike. On the site itself, not behind that box that he maybe was anticipating. Maybe had a read in some previous VODs or something that was the box that Moniette liked to hide behind, but this time around, not going to be the case. Something going exploring. Do have Saya playing anti-flash around that corner now. Starting to work around the edges of the smoke. Rossi catches a glimpse.
Get that fight down, gets the vulnerable. That allows for him to come out on top, taking down Devi. Big crash now, pushing forward. The flash not even deep enough to actually catch him, but Forsaken still pushing through the wall. Comes up with a kill. Side player puts that judge to use, finds something, execute it, wrapping back around. Over towards this A site. Catches the enemy Yoru and gives T1 a man advantage and their best chance at closing out a round since this half began. Swing out, Mind Freak still getting tagged down to just barely any HP. Seems like it should be inevitability right now. They need from Moniette to try to hold the line. The swing in, he's spotted, rotates off, checks in behind and cannot find Carpe. T1 will break the winning streak. Get themselves back into the driver's seat, at least for a round as they hand this over to Carpe for the defuse. Now it's just 2 rounds separating.
Yeah, and this time around, they're able to anticipate the pressure a lot better. Saya player doing a good job holding the top of the ramp, not giving anything up there. On the site, Rossi, fantastic work, doing a lot of damage. And then Saya able to sneak around that corner with that judge, put it to good use. Not checking it, a little unaware. Were Paper Rex. Now, Devi with a pit. Xcurate does have his Cosmic Divide.
Something with a shorty.
Something, well, that's a given. He's got a Blade Storm and a shorty. It's a day that ends with Y, so, something's going to have a shorty, no doubt about it.
Okay, well, the site itself is open. Side player looking for the shot. Manages to find it. Wow. Something just not lining them up here. Site still going to be taken by Paper X, but they're not aware that this is completely empty otherwise, so still are taking their time trying to move up, worried about that potential deep lurk, back screen, or an elbow.
But look where Moniette got. He's way in spawn.
But no one's rotating towards him. So he needs to be the one to go and backstab. Could still push up in towards heaven, but actually maybe Rossi is going to end up walking right into him.
Do they know that he went back here is the real question.
Oh, Mind Freak. Spots 1. That's all he's going to be able to get. Izu pushing up, and Rossi does find him. Seemed like he was very well aware that somebody could have taken that position. He has flushed him out. Hit invested. Devi and Forsaken to try to hold the line as the gate crash comes in behind, and Forsaken is ready for it. Takes out Izu, looks for his brother, can't finish him off though. It's great. Holds it, Saya player. The classic comes through to get rid of the enemy Viper. And now it's 1 round separating. 11 to 10, T1 keeping it neck and neck.
Now T1 is really starting to get a good feel for how this is all going to go down. Good read by Rossi. Such great communication and awareness here from T1 to know that there's a player back there. He was expecting it the whole way. So by the way, he's peeking that angle. Just a little bit of a drive-by there. Just slowly, methodically flushing Devi out of the backside of that Viper's pit. And Forsaken, when he TP's out, it doesn't fool anyone. They're ready for him. This takes us, you know, an extra man to get the job done. So this is just so smart from T1.
The triple sacking ramp. They check it towards Heaven. Showstopper going forward, not spotting anything here on the site. Again, it's going to be right off to them that it is clear. Forsaken in the meantime, dead, lurking outside. B site over in garage.
Spike planted.
Some heals found, but obviously that Showstopper gone. Monument just going to get posted up. There it screens, judge in hand. This would get Paper X up to map point. T1 though, a chance to steal this away, get this back under their control, take Paper X's map pick away from them. Boombot for now. Izu, one charge off that Showstopper. Gonna be instrumental if he finds it as something. It's a full flash to the face. Izu now in onto the spike, looking for the fuse. He's held at the half. Mindfreak coming up with two. Gets off that spike. Izu puts down the buy. Showstopper in hand. He built it up. He puts him down. And with the defuse, T1 tie it up 11-11.
Oh, just phenomenal stuff now. T1 starting to win those individual battles on the flanks of the map, starting to open up the space, give them the opportunity to set up for these retakes, really start winning some tough fights. But if you lose Forsaken, if you lose him on those edges, that's a lot of your flashes gone. The only thing you have left is the paranoia, and that was already invested. So here, all you have is the smokes and the phenomenal gunplay and maneuverability that Paper X can employ, but T1's just better. And the Izu that time, not gonna miss this Showstopper. Now Forsaken does have this Dimensional Drift. You have all 5 members setting up for this A hit. Dimensional Drift is gonna come out right away. Saya player gonna be spotted, gonna be backed off by utility. Paint shells invested to make sure that they can get this site, get the plant down.
Sees him once again. Just a fake out, Saya trying to make his exit, safely gets around the corner. Life is intact. Close angle though, swinging around. They will be forced back. They have to respect this operator. Moniette looks to try to hold here in Heaven. Cosmic Divide going to be invested. That gonna try to push them forward here with Moniette finding one, jumps back behind the wall, keeps himself alive and in the fight. Here for Forsaken, but the shorty wins it out. Saya player finding one before getting traded out. Mindfreak comes up with the kill. On the dash, Rossi finds something to get Moniette taken out. Divide trying to hold here at backside. He's in the corner now, and they can't stop him. Divide with 3 means absolutely nothing as T1 take the round away. The wall was everything for their win.
Just such a beautiful Cosmic Divide for so many reasons here for T1. One, it cuts off all of Paper X, completely denies their vision on how T1 is trying to attempt this retake. And then the follow-up is it gives them enough of a corner on the plant that you cannot spam through it. You have to get like right on top of Carpe to stop it. That's got X-Curate fired up.
Unreal, and now we're here at map point. T1 looking to take this one away from Paper X with Ascent on the horizon. Nade out a little bit of damage found over at B. There's T1 looking to get aggressive themselves. Seeker's now going to be let loose, and that is going to tell the full story here. Paper X's positions as they clear this out. Something in a rough spot. Might have to dash across, but he's not given the opportunity. Moniette's going to be taken down simultaneously. X-Curate so quick on the trade back. Not allowing for that counter swing to come into play. Nebula set up. X-Curate makes his exit back through Ramen out to safety. As Mindfreak now going to be TPing forward here onto the site. Rossi, the shorty held.
Spike planted.
Checks close, the snake bite coming down. Forsaken now reading that as Mindfreak gets himself up into Heaven. Plays off the back of the flash, trying to peek in. So there's a swing out. Rossi caught with utility hand, and Mindfreak managing to find 2. Suddenly we find ourselves now in a 3v3 as Paper X trying to take this into overtime. Pushing the backside, Izu gone. They know that he's an elbow. He just holds for it. Oh, it is not done yet. Playoffs.
Oh my God.
12-12. We're going to overtime.
Unreal, full flashed. Just spray it down. The fadeaway from Forsaken. And what a map he's had so far. 25, 18, and 5 on the Yoru. Mindfreak having a whale of a map as well. Is that the Odin that I'm going to be seeing potentially on the defender side here? For the side of Paper X, we'll see if he keeps it, but full flashed. Just knew he had the crosshair placement, trusted in his own instincts. Gets that kill, and what a setup there to get Mind Freak up on top and get that spray down. Completely befuddles T1. Not expecting it at all. Okay, no Odin, but there is an operator for Saya.
Going for the glass cannon. He's been clean with it so far. T1 now back here on the attack. Trying to see if they can rework some of that magic we were seeing from them in that first half. It's Forsaken inching forward here into the smoke, but it's such a heavy stack. There's a flash out. He manages the transfer. Gate crash out with safety. And Forsaken may have just stolen this round from right in front of T1's eyes.
How does that work? How do you get away with that?
Because you're Forsaken.
Yeah, only him.
Mind Freak now tucked away in backside. Gets himself up onto the box. This is such an aggressive position to take as the smoke dissipates. Forsaken finds a third. Ooh, Carpe with the operator in hand. I've seen him clutch many a time with a sniper in hand, but this one I think might be a bridge too far, but have I spoken too soon? Seeker's now built up Divine, getting himself over here towards the site. Everything to do, swings aggressively over top of the snake bite. Vulnerable down to 55. Something on the corner, and Divine in heaven above him. It seems like such an impossible position, and it is. Carpe will go down, and Paper Rex will get themselves up to match point.
I mean, this flash is just not expected at all by T1. I mean, one of their players had to hide behind the box because he got full flashed as well. Up and in. And they're just like trying to get out of there, and they can't do anything. Unbelievable.
Dude, I spilled the water. Fuck.
Wow. Now the Paper X get up to map point for the first time. T1, Autumn calling a timeout to try to get this reset, get them back into the driver's seat. And you gotta think that he's just, good God, guys. We haven't been able to talk in like 10 rounds. Stuff's been going wild. I got a lot to get off my mind here.
I mean, now it really has to work because that was a defender's side round win for Paper X. That's the side they struggled with much more. It felt like in a lot of ways. So certainly it did go to overtime, so it wasn't that big of a difference. At the end of the day, you really, really need to dial up something special here. Make sure you're ready for Paper X's aggression. See if you can really shut this down. And looks to me like they're setting up for an A hit. A couple stars down already, expecting some kind of pressure. Try to gravity well at the front door of the site. Smoke off the ramp potentially, but Xcurate gonna invest a lot of stars. 2 for himself on the B site. Seen him double smoke off of that to try to play protection, because that is potentially where the pressure is gonna be. Right outside of garage, Paper X.
Last pack in for the quick peek. Xcurate reinforced by Carpe as the Nebula comes up here backside. Shorty in hand there from something, goes up and over. Swiftly delivered to death, but Xcurate.
Spike down B.
We'll find 2. The lob in, the spray.
Jeez.
Mind Freak comes away with it now into a 3v3. Defy going on a very deep lurk. Nade interrupting. It's a bit of damage there on Amaniet as Rossi. He has spotted him. Out-ratting the rat. He gives T1 a man advantage. Mind Freak and Moniette now. Eminem, they're trying to close out this round and win the map.
No utility to speak of. Just a teleport.
He's right here at the top of the rope. And now it all falls to the newest member of Paper X. 1v3 clutch to finish it. Otherwise, T1 tying us again and extending this OT. He's pushing out, spotting one. Izu taking a bit of damage. He's looking for more. Last pack locks him back. He doesn't reset the aim. T1 will get the defuse, and they will keep us in this map.
I was gonna say, where have we seen this before with Moniette? With that pillar, but he was playing a very different agent. This time around, not going to be able to come through with the heroic clutch on split as we saw in the previous season. I love the way Xcurate plays this because it's the same smoke setup that he had the last time they pressured him on that side, but he changed angles. He went to the back of site, not playing on site instead, and that confused Paper X enough that it took a little bit to displace him. There's the Odin, I was wondering.
Well, now that they're on the defender side, he's going to bring this one out. I mean, Forsaken has worked miracles with this gun at internationals. You think about him on Pearl, mowing down 3 people.
Yeah.
Flash out, the rush forward, something waiting within the smoke, however, shuts out Side player very swiftly. Boombot cleared, he wants to re-peek. Oh my god!
Nuh-uh.
He's waking up.
Golly.
Boombot cleared, but map control very firmly in the hands of Paper X.
There.
Yeah, they just do such a good job here. I mean, what do you do against that? What do you do against something when he's that fast? That very few players in the world can handle that play. That's almost unbeatable.
That just grinds everything to a halt here from T1. Staying quiet. Pack mentality. 5 on the jiggle does get punished. Kill found, snake bite to try and stop any push coming out of stairs. As it looks like widely they're going to cut their way back over towards this A side, slowly creeping down the vents, but Monyet does arrive, but
30 seconds left.
trying to see what kind of rotations have we drawn out. They work their way back over now towards B. Something tucked away just below Heaven. Star coming in, swing onto the corner. Izu gone. Something unable to find the kill. Does put Rossi down to 75. It's Mind Freak now TPing around the opposite side of the pillar. Accurate there, time dwindling. They're going to have to go for this plant. They're going to have to stick for it. Spray, connecting, Forsaken, finding it, and that's going to be the round 1. They don't have to do anything else.
Wow.
Monyet will get one. They're on the back end. As we continue to go blow for blow, Paper X once again at map point.
And Paper X loves to play with smokes, to get aggressive inside of them, and the layered smokes in mid allows something to pick up the first. The second is just God tier. Just God tier play. Again, what do you do against that? And he's ready for the follow-up. And I like the way T1 plays this, though, in the mid-round. I like that they do the double pump, because for Paper X, without the ability to get info easily, they have to kind of gamble on which side they're going to be playing. And you can see they're already shifting their weight towards the A side. Now, Operator again, glass cannon for Saya, up and over is something.
Had spotted him, knows that he's going to be up there on the rafter. Quite not deep enough to really get Saya, but matter. Rotates across it, needs some damage, but he gets the follow-up shot. Forsaken going to be punished after Rossi ends up falling. Izu now catching something. The spike stuck up in Heaven. With both remaining players here from Paper X down on the side itself. Mind Freak unable to clear the corner. And let's keep it going. 14-14. T1 reset us again.
Now we're getting to see that Saya player we know and love. The Operator so strong in his hands. And able to put it to such great use there. Able to avoid that initial pressure. Find some nice angles. Get some big kills to open this one up. Saw something go up there. Forsaken was up there as well, trying to come down. And it's a really nice piece of work from Saya player. We're back to even Stevens. Odin once again here for Paper X on this defender side. There was a moment where T1 heard it fire in the previous affair.
Oh, Izu. Full blind, but they didn't realize that he was behind the box. Ends up getting taken down. Divide with a nice lurk forward. Does mention gets execute over on ramp, but then getting taken out by Rossi over his main. Forsaken, however, the Odin hath arrived. Comes up with 2 quick kills. TPs himself up into head. Can't redraw that massive weapon before Saya player gets him in the head.
Disgusting. Great awareness from Saya player. Goodness.
Now the 2v2. Mind Freak screens something approaching from main. They make eye contact for a brief moment, and now Side player turns his sights back over and turns away. He still missed the shot. Mind Freak down. Doesn't know where the hell the spike is pointing, but doesn't matter. He's got all the time in the world. Collect yourself, take a breath.
Oh,
get ready to go again.
He's so fast. He's so fast here to get this double. And this looks like it might be problematic until the Odin. Just again, once again, another one where T1 just gets caught lining up, and that is so nasty, Mind Freak. Goodness. They're just unbelievable. The way that it looks like a round is about to completely slip away from Paper X, and then they just find that perfect moment, that perfect angle, that perfect timing to completely turn things around. And an opportunity here once again for Paper X to shut it down, but this one feels like maybe we're not done. I don't know.
Well, this is why we see the timeout called here from Alex. Has been holding on to this ever since OT began. But given that they've been struggling to get those round wins, as soon as they shift off back onto that attacker side, it's time to intervene now. Try to give them a solid game plan to finish this map.
Certainly, you know, you got to feel like if Paper X has their defender side figure out, it's only a matter of time before the sand in the hourglass runs out for T1. But we'll see. They've got that glass cannon once again. Last time that worked a treat for a Saya player. This time he's shifting over to the B side. You've got X-Curate along with Carpe up on A.
Right there.
So a lot of ability to, again, try to shut down some of these fast hits. The stars are placed. Try to keep things in place, and they might try to make a play at ramps. We'll see.
They allowed for a side play to get an immense amount of value the last time he had the op in hand. This time, though, he's posted up on the opposite side of the map. Monyet going for the entry. Grafwell looking to try and delay. No one down on the site there to receive this aggression. You can see side play. He's still anticipating that lurk that Dubai has been going for is still going to be coming through, or Forsaken is going to be trying to rotate around, having set up a gate crash. But just now, the call comes in for him to rotate.
It's these screen holds again.
But he's watching for it, and as the smoke dissipates, more often than not, Saya's going to be good for at least one. And right now, there's a couple players lined up. Something, however, entering up into heaven finds Rossi, taking down the enemy Viper. A lot of that flush-out utility with Snakebite's now going to be gone. Saya does get his mark. Monyet taken down. Flicks over, finds Forsaken. And keeps them in this round. The drop down, crossfire set up, something gone. Now it's all on the Saya player.
Ooh,
And he just doesn't have the time. It's not going to happen. Not like this. Down to 7. Mind Freak will finish him off. And Paper X, 16-14, will take the opening map here in playoffs over T1.
Yeah, and in this last round, giving him a little bit of space, trying to play for retake. Paper X just having none of it. The phenomenal crossfire setup towards heaven really just shuts things down, and Paper X manages to get the triple duelist to go. Who else? Who else?
And if you told me coming into today, Forsaken, he's going to drop over 30 in the opening map versus T1, I'd be like, really? Playing Sky? That's kind of crazy. And then you told me Yoru, I'd be like, I see it now.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're aligned. I'm
with that.
understanding. But good God, I mean, no one could have seen this coming at all. And I've got to say, props to T1 for handling it really well in that first half and also running this really closely, because going up against Paper X in general, it's hard to find your footing, but they stuck in this one. But now we have their map picking up a set, getting ready to come up. First, we'll throw it back over the desk, though, to break down all of the crazy lunacy we just witnessed.
Pacific, are you not entertained by the very first game of today in the semifinals? That was incredible. It got a little personal on stage. If you guys saw that, Forsaken started taunting his brother. Then X-Curate Cosmic divided their win streak and brought it over to an overtime. That was insanity.
It really is just crazy.
My heart's still like, oh my goodness.
At some point,
what
she
is
like
happening?
stopped analyzing the game and just went like full on Paper X fan mode. After I was just like cheering for T1.
All right. It got personal on stage. It got personal on the desk.
You got
things were flying
by hand warmers.
You didn't see it on camera.
Who are you rooting for?
T1.
Yeah. Get out of here. I mean, T1 was fantastic, though.
Yeah.
Saya player on the op was, you know, honestly, if Coach Alex did not call that timeout at the very end and find a way to push past Saya's op, I don't know. This could have kept going for a really long time.
Yeah, there was a risk reward to how Paper X actually did that. So if, again, you know, our viewers were noticing a lot of Paper X's pushes on that A site specifically were built to push up until as much as possible the spawn of T1, because they were kind of banking on the fact that Saya player, if he's not going to be on the A site, his impact with the operator is going to be so far from that A site to defuse it that it's not going to be arriving in time, and so they can just deal with the other players of T1. And T1, on that very last round, as we saw, were starting to panic. They were like, we need to push this. We already have the numbers advantage, and then they started...
Spike.
Yes, they just started dwindling because they couldn't wait for Saya anymore.
Yeah, and then at that point, Saya was the last one left, but that's it. I mean, you can't not talk about how good he is. 19 first kills on the side of T1, and 8 of them came from Saya player himself. Meanwhile, Paper Rex, you know, they did what they could too, and well, maybe the first kills aren't quite as, you know, something that you want to compare with, but still, they managed to win out in terms of strategies. And again, that's something that's always felt by Coach Alex's timeouts. He called 2 of them earlier on in the first half, very early on.
Very early on.
At round 9, both of them were expended, but you can feel the impact of it. So although the first half ended at like an 8-4, they managed to come back on their attacking side, and that's because of Forsaken's Yoru. The Yoru is back. I love it. It's always great. The triple duelist was kind of like nervous about, but this.
You know, someone
is
from
awesome.
the Korean caster, Songjae, came to me. Came to us. He was like, "Was this a mistake? Was this a real comp?" I was like, "Yes." Well, it's Paper X.
Off-season April Fool's joke?
Triple duelist. I mean, they're always cooking. But you're right. Seeing Forsaken back on the Yoru is very exciting. We wanted it so much last year, so I'm glad to see it back. But Izu too. I mean, look at him, like the rookie guy, not so rookie anymore.
Yeah.
I like the head-to-head of our stats is Forsaken and X-Curate. To be fair though,
Different roles.
Yeah, exactly. He's on X-Curate is on that Astra, so he's not able to really influence the match as much as I think people want him to, because he left that in the hands of Saya player and Izu that were on that duelist role. He had to really focus on being able to put a lot more emphasis on his stars.
But I will say, like, you had a great point earlier on Asarai about, you know, Forsaken's Yoru and how he uses the gate crash. He loves to go for that catch and swing that you mentioned, right? He's a human recon dart, teleports away. Maybe Monyet comes in for the pinch, but there were a few rounds where T1 started to catch up. You said that they were waiting out the utility?
Yeah, so basically they had a general idea of, you know, every single round Forsaken's just going to have that gate crash up and running, so you wait just a couple of seconds or until it expires, and then they started to press onto a site, whether Forsaken TPs or not. He's very vulnerable to the follow-up after that. And I like how you mentioned this as well with Monyet. It feels like on that first half, you know, with the 4-8 for Paper Rex, it felt like it didn't feel like the Forsaken Jhin combination we know, right? And it kind of showed. There was some kind of this detachment, I think, from Monyet and Forsaken, at least at this point, where they just really couldn't find that rhythm between the two of them, at least in that first half.
Yeah, maybe not really quite the same, but, you know, Monyet still was able to provide whatever he could, especially with the Raze utility at times. You could see that he knows how to make use of those blast packs. The movement is really good, and he's able to throw, you know, so much aggression at T1 that sometimes it's hard to catch up to Paper Rex's pace. And I think that's why towards the end, especially in overtime, you start to see T1 go for a lot more retake plays and, you know, banking on Saya's operator. And although it was really good, it was also kind of a double-edged sword. That was the reason why T1 kind of lost at the end, because you started to see this is what they're relying on. If I can take this operator away from them or remove it from the equation somehow by pushing him so far back and eliminating the rest of the team, then all you got left is an operator. You're not quite able to come back at that point. And of course, I mean, just again, Forsaken things with the Yoru, the timing on some of these flashes, the way that he uses the gate crash, the way that he plays with their minds, because he's all over the place.
Yeah, I will say though, I think I remember Victoria saying as well that it felt like Izu was better than Monyet in playing as the Raze. I felt like Izu was also kind of out of his own comfort zone. There were some moments where he just didn't really rely on the utility anymore, just straight out going for that contact.
Yeah, I like how they showed the team capsules just now, and you can see them using it in the game as well, the T1. I have to say, one thing's for sure, you know, whoever's going to win this out, both Paper X and T1, I think, have the best team capsules. That's my personal opinion. Those are the two I'm 100% gonna buy.
You're an archer. You love the T1 player card.
It's so cool, that Korean archer. Yeah, I'm all about it. And of course, you know, Paper X and their
Jello
pink
dinosaur.
banner. Yeah, it kind of looks like crystallized Jello.
That's really
But Jello is delicious. I'm about that. All right, well, going into Ascent. Now we got to talk about T1. Coach Autumn, I have to say, is not your classic Korean coach either, and that really reflects in their gameplay style.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's how you've seen T1 approach was just very, as I mentioned, NA DNA, right? You have that very aggressive style. They have Saya player that can back it up. They have Rossi that has that experience already that's able to assist from the back backline, very different from what we've seen from, you know, the Gen Gs and DRXs of the world.
And that's the best thing about this matchup between the two teams. We know Ascent, every team plays that one composition that DRX perfected and everything. But between these two, they try different compositions. And because of Coach Autumn's coaching, you can see some slight differences. You can see that the way the team operates, they're not always just banking on these set plays. They're actually trying to play with their opponent's minds, and that's why you have Rossi on this Viper. However, PaperX does the same thing. We've got that Harbor, you know, they played that against EG.
Yeah, I think we all want to see what PaperX is going to play on Ascent. I know there are a bajillion watch parties going on, and every time Ascent comes up, it doesn't matter what region, everyone's like, well, except for PaperX, who does something a little bit crazy. And you're right, T1 is the other team who's now doing it. I think this is the first Ascent we're going to see that's going to get very spicy here in Pacific.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking that Forsaken might bring out the Harbor coming into this one.
Has to be,
Yeah, because again, what I do like about that is if we're going to go against a composition where Rossi and Izu will go for the double control, you want your own safety with your own smokes. Cove, I think, is a very good answer as to how to entry onto the site. So at least I'm predicting it, but of course we have to wait.
If we do have Forsaken as the Harbor, then my question to you, Asarai, is what are the rest of them going to play? You know, are they going to have that Viper to go along with the Harbor, or is it going to be an Omen? And what about the Duelists? Are we going to see maybe a Chamber, or is it going to be, you know, the Reyna coming out from something again?
Probably.
But then you would need, you know, a secondary Duelist to substantiate that Reyna. You would have Moniette on a probably not Jet, maybe a Raze. What does that look like?
Okay, we are going on to the debate, and I love this. I think like you don't really need to have a secondary Duelist when you have a Harbor, because you set up the Cascade, you throw out the Reyna Eye, the Leer to kind of follow up for an out of nowhere smoke, and again the safety of your High Tide plus the Cascade, or not the Cascade, but the Cove, I feel like is already enough to push into certain sites. There's so many angles on Ascent that, again, Harbor, I feel like, can really dig into that. But again, it's all hypothetical up until we see the team
but that's
selection.
why, you know, that's why we have this discussion. I mean, thinking about it, it's really fun to imagine how PaperX comes into this game and how, you know, T1 might have prepared for it, because they have seen PaperX play Ascent against EG before, and that was a pretty good match. Again, like you mentioned, that Harbor's always very effective, and guess what? We're not gonna have it today.
Okay.
You know, one thing we've been seeing from both of these teams right now is that they're dropping entire roles. Once again here from PaperX, no Sentinel.
Okay, so I was kind of thinking that they might go for an agent like the Phoenix or the what is his name, Gecko, because of the
Dizzy.
Yeah, the cheaper ultimate, six charge ultimate, just because you can keep harassing, you know, these players out of the site.
So I guess that's what we're gonna be banking on.
Oh, this is gonna be a spicy one. We're gonna go into Ascent into Italy and see what these two teams have to offer. Over to our casters, Achilleos and Paperthin.
Yes, thank you very much. We continue on our merry way with PaperX trying out new stuff.
It's the best. There is nothing else better than walking into a match with PaperX playing, because you never know what you're gonna get. And this time around, really curious. So one thing I noticed in watching T1's Ascent VODs was they don't get like super aggressive towards mid. They're not generally going to be looking for picks. And so one thing I'm really keying in on here for PaperX in a potential counter-strat opportunity is the Seize Nade combo with the Fade and the Raze, because you can really catch some players of T1 in some of these choke points on the outer edges of the sites or on the doors of the sites. Mindfreak going to be the one lurking on the Viper this time around. No information given over to T1. They didn't see him. They didn't hear the shots.
Interesting that that's the swap up here. The Devi is going to be going over to that Omen and Mindfreak playing Viper.
That is also interesting. That's a really good point.
There just has to be some form of difference in comfort here as Cam will be spotting out Mindfreak. Side player just around the corner. Ooh, yep, seeing each other now. Given that Sai has already been tagged down to 50, he's going to have to just back away a bit. Still going to be within B main, wants to try to catch somebody here. As the counter swing ready to go, there's the lineup onto one. Finds it, but he and Execute both going to be taken down.
Look at this, already feeding those orbs like Aster I was just talking about, but a good shot from
Garvey comes up with 3!
Down B.
And now suddenly Mindfreak, the 1v2. Spike is in hand, market door. Oh, you can see Rossi was trying to peek in underneath that before he got fully shut. Now they're gonna have to break their way through. But do they do this one at a time, or do they feel the need to try to go for time here?
30 seconds left.
For now, they're waiting because they're noticing we haven't heard a spike get planted, not even a tap on it. Jiggle out. Now they know that Mind Freak's gonna be out in mid. Ball comes up. He's gonna rotate his way over towards A.
Gonna be able to get the plant down at least, it looks like, especially with the door closed there. Now they're gonna try to come all the way through short A, so could send one up through glass, but I believe that's been broken, so certainly noise is gonna be made here to alert Mind Freak to where they're gonna go.
Paranoia at the ready.
Yeah.
Flies across and Rossi. That range classic headshot coming in. T1, once again, will take an opening pistol round.
Great timing there with the Paranoia, right as they're getting through the door. Makes it where Mind Freak has to get the first one, try to hide behind Dice and kind of pray, but they don't even give him the opportunity. Rossi there, good for it. So far, on the pistol round, Paper X not able to find what they're looking for. This is just absolutely freaking disgusting from Carpe. Yeah, those one taps from Carpe are a thing to be feared. Now, Saya player with an Outlaw. It's a Stinger purchase along with the Spectre half armors here for the side of Paper X. They're going for the Force Buy.
This very well could get some off guard, but that half armor Saya player going to be in a cozy position with the Outlaw. They just situated up here out of heaven. Okay, well now they're well aware of that weapon. As that first shot not going to be connecting. Monyet moving over towards Tree, finding one before Izu is able to trade it back. Tap on the door, spray coming through. Izu going to be knocked down to 51. A Saya player just fishing here. Blind, trying to get a straight connection.
Planted.
In the meantime, Spike will get planted for Paper X. Still lots of work with here, though.
Yeah.
Phantom in hand. For Ross, about an immense amount of value, but now Izu going to be taken down as they look to push in around the back side. And in window, Saya player not connecting with the shots. Drop down, Excurate will find Defi. Pushes out, but he's not ready for something to be behind him at back gen. Kills found Rossi, the last one standing. Finds one, looks for a little bit more, but cannot hold his ground. Paper X, team that we typically did not see go for these force buys. They bring one out, and they are going to be carrying a Spectre and a Phantom forward into round 3.
Yeah, it catches a lot of people off guard, including T1. Not fully prepared for it, and you're starting to think, well, okay, they've got that Outlaw, they've got that gun that could potentially just shut it down, but the opportunity is never there. Already saw an attempt to combo some of the Rays and the Fade utility at the beginning of this round in case somebody was on the left-hand side of A main as they came in towards Switch. Nobody there, and Monyet able to find a kill, get them the ability to open up a little bit of space. Here you go. There's that C's income, although that C ended on the roof.
All of this util for an empty side. Obviously just taking every precaution on the way in, but T1 going for the gamble stack, expecting to find some resistance over towards B. Now we're going to have to try to push their way back into the 5v5.
Here.
Just going to have to see if you can bait Paper Rex into a bad fight, but the angle being held if they were to come from spawn like they are with Mind Freak, with that Phantom, going to be very, very difficult. Maybe you can find that one tap with Carpe.
He's got the Sheriff. Position reinforced, and it looks like the call is going to be made to just try to gather up, get collected around Tree where the door should still be shut, and then sacrifice to the Spike. The haunt goes out. Well, Carpe did swing back to try to see if he can get any kind of parting gift kill there. Build up towards that Nightfall, but instead will fall. So, 4-man sacrifice. Spike gods are pleased. Paper X are going to move up 2-1.
Bodies for the Spike god. One thing you got to be concerned about, and why, I think T1 is so keen to make sure that it's a death to the Spike, it's because you don't want to funnel these orbs over to Paper X. This is something that plagued them in the AVL, was Paper X just getting both orbs on both sides of the map and really snowballing off of agents like Gecko, like Yoru, to get ults continuously online. I mean, we saw the Forsaken, 5-dimensional drifts in one half, Yoru. So those kind of things you have to be aware of that Paper X will certainly try to take advantage of if they're given the opportunity. Tap on the orb just to see if there's any response. Excurate, though, still yet to set up that trap wire, considering camera playing way in the back corner for now. Paper X doesn't like that they didn't get any contact there. They're sensing that maybe there's something amiss. They check short. Nobody home.
Seems like maybe both spotting each other there in mid with that jiggle peek from Rossi. And something creeping on the corner sends out at least a warning shot there towards Carpe, who's now going to be drifting back away towards the site.
He's got that thrash as well to really break this open, and you can see T1 is giving him a lot of space and a lot of respect because of it. Yeah, you've got the toxic screen as well. Rossi starting to shift over, try to get some help. The utility coming in, the hit is on, and a great spray from Saya.
I mean, just massive wide swing from Monyet. He didn't take it down, side player from time to kill, but Carpe now falling means the site is a little bit more opened up, but Rossi is still here, makes his presence known. Bill found up shot, takes him down to 5, something swaps up with the Sheriff, be able to finish him off. But efficient here from Divide, comes up with 2 quick kills. Izu and Saya both go down. Man gets the spike plant. Excurate now all on his lonesome. Cashless, holding onto the Vandal. He'll just have to back away. Thrash just on the hunt again. See if they can spot him out, but don't think anything's been noted. So Excurate will be able to just drift away into the nether, hold on to his weapon. Paper X, they're going to be moving up 3-1.
Yeah, and it's a good kind of play off of sort of lack of information here for Paper Rex. Not really any counter utility thrown their way as they make a play for that first orb. So they feel like maybe something's going to be set up for a trap at the front of that A site. They are going to be able to shift on over. Monyet maybe getting a little too wide. Saya does get that kill, but Rossi trying to do what he can on site, but it's so difficult with something with an operator. Even on the Gecko.
Way too much.
Doesn't have those escapes, no problem at all for him. Wise switch back over to that Sheriff to get that confirmation on the kill. Follow up off the Paranoia as well. Really nice stuff here from Devi once again. Holding right from the switch, and I mean, Paper X.
See you on the other side.
See why they went into this map. Really liked what they were seeing. It was the map that did fall away from T1 when they played Zeta earlier. It's close. It's 13-10, but still, Zeta showing that there are some weaknesses. Carpe trying to use that Sheriff wall pen to find some damage onto the feet of Paper X, but for now, nothing doing. Nobody giving up
right
their positioning. Oh, gonna use the wingman to check.
Wingman trying to go for that stun. Spot 1 is Frosty, just trying to hold things over from Market. Beal comes in for taking, able to find Carpe. Fade v fade, comes out on top. Site now gonna be taken once more here from the side of Paper X. When it comes down. By shifting over, realizing they haven't shut the door, and right before it does, Mind Freak will be able to take out Rossi. Into a position where you can try to die to the spike here. Not impossible for the side of T1. Excurate will fall. Now it is all on Izu to see if he can deal some damage here. First couple shots, Whip Thing does get 1, but the gun has to be reloaded. He won't be given the time of day to do it. Paper X now 4-1.
Okay, winning the round you should. Relatively convincing fashion. The money starting to accumulate very quick, as well as the ults for Paper Rex. Nightfall right there, 1 away from a Viper's Pit. Showstopper in hand for Monyet. So a lot of options now for Paper Rex and T1. They like to get a little bit aggressive at B main. Sometimes Saya player will try to control that space along with the utility of Carpe. So seeing if they can maybe push out, get some damage done. But Paper X, 4-1 split all the way over on the other side of the map. And here comes that Showstopper towards short.
Clear on the hunt, trap wire can't get the catch here, so just gonna send it out. Daze comes across, Dizzy out, Excurate tucked away, back jet, ends up falling as Divide just sweeps through like a plague upon their houses.
Oh, come on.
And continues to just rip them to shreds. 3 kills here for Divide. A little bit of spray through, Carpe, getting a bit of that damage, but widely, there's nothing else that can be done. T1 again, heavy investment. That Odin, not cheap. They have to just back away.
Well, I guess if you're a T1 fan, the one thing you can hang your hat on is...
this is aggressive.
Oh, this is nuts from Devi.
I was like, yo, give me that ace, though. He might just find it. He will! What a read! What an ult! Devi just arriving and says, no. None of you escape me.
Well, never mind. I was going to say something. There were a few things that you could take away for T1 fans about this round, but Devi just wanted that ace so bad. And again, it's huge because the economic damage done is enormous. Just absolutely enormous.
I think the one takeaway that T1 fans want right now is their eyesight, because this is not good to witness. As the timeout will be called, 5-1, PaperX way out ahead, and this is a significantly different pace being set right now.
Yeah, this is when PaperX gets scary. It's when they're starting to feel it, when the speed is there, when Devi starts picking up these huge multi-kills, starting to break things open. The trap wire was nice that it caught the ult and stopped that. That's great, but then the sight hit with the rest of PaperX just isn't able to be held. Maybe getting a little bit distracted, potentially, by that trap wire showstopper. Maybe a momentary, a pause there to give them some hesitation. Might have cost them a little bit. Xcurate just stuck behind that box. Not much you can do as that Cypher. Not a lot of utility to bail him out. It's just going to have to be on his gunplay, which is tremendous, but, it's not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. A Devi just sneaks right around, takes him out. Something still with an operator, one away from the Viper's Pit. Yet is Mind Freak. Maybe see if they can make a play for an orb to get that into his hands. This time around, only a Marshal, a Stinger, some Sheriffs, and a Ghost. A lot of work to be done for T1. Thrifty here would feel great. Try to turn this map around, but certainly tough task for any team when PaperX gets rolling to shut it down.
I mean, they know, just because the rounds have been very brutal for them, that operator continues to be carried over. Can constantly be afforded right now. So not looking to give any sight lines over to something.
Waiting for the Odin from Forsaken. That's what I'm waiting for.
I hope that you will be waiting for a very long time.
I don't think we will.
For now, wall, orb dropping. Molly's go. Sighting Sec getting ready to come through. They had decay and sees out onto Carpe. Wrap around the side. Yeah, he's trying to cut him while he's in midair. Rossi will be able to find that kill. Finds himself second and back. Rossi over the classic. And Rossi comes up with a 3K.
Okay.
Still, though, just the stinger in hand. But he's definitely made them think twice about this one as they go inching forward. And Rossi, can he get an ace himself? He's looking for it. Something will deny it. But he's at 29 health. That Marshal, wallbang, anything will do it. But something pushes around the backside of the box. Saya not ready for the swing. Thought he was sticking it. And Rossi doing his damnedest to try to give them the round to win, to try to get the thrifty. But something says no.
Oh, heartbreak for T1. This is so well played here on the execute by PaperX. They get the tethers to connect onto two different players, and Monyet is like, oh yes, this should be easy for me to clean up, but Rossi's so good with that stinger. Rossi was saying his mom is staying up to watch the match tonight, so gave her a little bit of a show there for sure.
Damn good effort. Again, very close in the thrifty attempts here from T1. Now with the buy coming back through, Trapwire's just intercepting these prowlers, information not really being garnered from PaperX. And I mean, this is the most PaperX thing ever. It looks like they want to push into Rossi, the guy who just nearly aced them, while he's got a Viper's Pit up.
That's because you got Thrash. You got the ability to clear it now. You know where the Cypher setup is. You don't feel comfortable trying to push through it, so why not utilize or just run into it with shorties and try to clear it that way, but playing very, very far back are Rossi and Carpe. But again, with this Thrash there,
Bring them down.
you have a great opportunity here to clear this out. Something going to be making his way through. Let's see if that's what they want to do, if they're just going to maybe use Wingman Dizzy or something like that. But look at all this utility. The Nightfall.
Boombot one way. As Monyet getting detained.
Oh no.
Stuck into the corner. Here Lumber, Rossi. Hit still up, Spike on the floor. Monyet starting to push, but Xcurate shuts him down. Spike does get grabbed. The Dizzy coming through. As the Neural Theft infested, they know where they're at. They know where they're rotating to. And for PaperX, I don't know how you dig yourself out of this one. Trapwire still set up here on A to intercept the approach towards the site. Cybercage is well popped. They'll get rid of the one wire, but they have to get onto the site now. Just 12 seconds remaining for them to try to get this Paranoia. Going to be sent down. Isu tagged down to 11, but Xcurate holds the door. That'll be the round taken away. Something just having to hang back and hold on to that operator now.
Not exactly sure
What just happened?
What happened with the friendly fire with the Thrash that got poor Monette detained? Because I love the maneuver that Monette takes there to get onto the backside of the pit. You know, if the players, you can see Carpe right there, kind of having to play in and out of the backside of it.
10 seconds.
If Monette was able to not be detained there, that could have been a very different round, but just a little bit of a miscalculation there by Paper Rex.
Right there.
And the right idea, using that Fade utility, using that Boombot, using that Gecko utility to clear that Viper's pit. It just didn't quite go the way they wanted, and credit to T1 being able to dodge all of that, clearing some space on the site, hoping to maybe get a trap wire in there as well. And
not looking to slow down.
Oh my!
Okay, Rossi just running and got it, managing to spray down too. Molly does manage to find it, but Execurate now holds the door. Demai and Mind Freak both eliminated. And it's just him versus something who's completely and utterly trapped here at Wine. No more util. No nothing, just a Vandal. 3 people to try to get through in this side alone. So he will just back away. See if he's going to reroute or just get tucked away somewhere and try to hold on to this weapon. Still doesn't have a good amount of cash. Taps the spike. And Execurate does come out hunting. Now he's going to turn his sights back over towards him. That Jiggle Beak not revealing enough. The Haunt certainly helping. As he can't find him. Execurate with 3. T1 as well. 3 to 6, looking for the run back.
Just phenomenal hold here from Rossi and Execurate. Looked like it was maybe going to be another Paper Rex kind of just sight take, but they're able to hold fast. Paper X able to try to break through the front of the site. The Dizzy even connected onto Rossi. It's at 10 HP. Gets that done.
Let's go, man.
Catches the teleport.
Come on.
Now, a little bit of wind to the sails for T1, and they are going to force a timeout out of Paper Rex. Coach Alex gonna have something to say. Already a pretty good half, all things considered, for Paper Rex. I mean, you gotta like finding 6 on your attacker side initially.
Sure.
However, it is Paper Rex, and they'd prefer to do the majority of their damage on the attacker side in most maps.
You heard Rossi, just 3 more to go. They don't want that 6 and 6 is what they have their sights set on. Paper X now gonna try to disrupt it. So we can bring an end to this one. But right now, I mean, just given the things that we're seeing, the things being put on display from both teams, I'm impartial. I don't care who wins. I just want it to go to 3.
Yeah, please.
Because both teams have looked strong when it comes down to Sunset, and seeing that face-off with the likelihood of Execurate as well going over to Chamber, that sounds like something that we don't want to miss.
Yeah, certainly T1 has to be wanting revenge on that map, you know, from when they faced off against them at the AVL. So certainly I would like to see Sunset, no doubt about it. Mind Freak now finally maybe going to have the opportunity to use that Viper's Pit. Saya.
It's going to get noted there. Has to just dash to exit. Start finding Monette. He's trying to get out of there, but as soon as Rossi tries to go for the spray, he's far too late. And Forsaken is far too quick on the reply. Something going to get tagged up there through the wall, but I mean, Forsaken's just killing everyone. Saya player turning his sights back over towards B main, will be able to get the pick off there on a Mind Freak as Execurate lurking forward now, spots the spike. Brother v brother, but he's got to back away as the paranoia comes in from Devi. He's going to be revealed. He's looking for a little bit more as they try to flush him out. He swings in, takes out his brother, pushes into the smoke, but something will be able to get revenge. Saya player now, last man standing. Something at 44. The knives out. He sends him. The updraft, the wingman going for the plan as they just lurk within the smoke. Something that Saya can do to try to interrupt it. Does he just go for a fishing shot? The swing out there, and something somehow wins the duel.
I just threw my hands up a little bit there because something is just outrageous sometimes with how fast he is. I mean, Saya's expecting potentially someone to come out from the smoke, and he still gets bested. Whoa, God, that's fast. Yeah, dude. That's how I feel.
And those snappy shots, kind of play, that accuracy, that is what got him onto this team. And he's done it Pacific, he's done it on the world stage. He's doing it right now here. As Aunt's going forward, cleared on both sides. Saya player on a hard line here in B main, has the backup.
It's pinged.
Carpe,
They spec.
creeping forward, wants to go for the Prowler. Checks right, they know that he's there. And now they're going to try to spam him out. Mind Freak put in an absolutely unwinnable position. In the meantime, that Nightfall going to be sent over towards A, but it's not going to connect onto anyone. Just falls shy of Xur's position there on Heaven. He now drops down. Rossi taking a hell of a lot of damage, taking a paranoia, but he's just staying quiet, tucked in the corner. The man can't see a damn thing. His eyes have been taken from him, and now his life as well. Something will finally find the enemy Viper. Monyet gets Xur as the Thrash goes chasing, spotting them here out in mid. The detain onto one. Carpe locked in position for now, but Izu there to cover.
So much space and time being bought here. The Thrash, the Mosh. So difficult on this retake. Door cleared.
The reveal, Saya Yap just digs, finished off through the floor. Over the corner, Devi unable to take out Izu. The time dwindling, and there's still a showstopper on the opposite side. I guess a consolation prize, so they can try to drag that ult out. But they know that they have to just back away. They're not going to be able to breach the confines of that A site. Carpe out hit though, taken down as Forsaken swings the corner. They want Izu. Shorty in hand, Izu holding his ground for a moment, but Forsaken will be able to finish him off, and Paper X now get themselves up to 8.
I mean, they're just so well coordinated when they death ball around the map. I mean, there was one kind of oopsie when the Viper's pit was up earlier, but other than that, so well played there by Forsaken to get that haunt, get the reveal right after that door came crashing down. You knew that the retake had to be attempted relatively soon there, trying to get those flank angles set up. And maybe the Viper's pit will be used someday. A lot of utility being thrown. Oh, they're trying to catch somebody holding that angle, spam through the wall.
Man cleared, Saya holding the judge. Showstopper sent down, still not going to be found, but Saya player now dashing forward, still somehow comes away with 2. Tries to keep them in this one and actually does give them the man advantage. Spike still held here, safely in the hands of something for now. Smoke dissipates and Izu ready for it, takes out Mind Freak.
Yeah, so Paper X's utility able to be dodged by T1. They're set up in places where it doesn't really connect. Something looking for Izu, but not giving anything away just yet. Ooh, takes a tag.
Challenging position to be in. Xur on the swing. Now he's pretty much identified everybody.
Still plenty of time.
Running the assessment here in his head. Is this winnable? Send process.
I think for this player, absolutely, there's the potential.
Xur does get dragged off the angle, but yeah, they have the high-low here on Switch. It will be an 8-4 half. Much like we saw on the first map, but this time flipped on its head. T1 needing to be the team that rallies back in the second half.
Yeah, it's a really good setup in that last round for T1. I mean, Saya got really aggressive there. Just went face first into Paper X, still managed to find another one. But the important thing is his positioning kind of fools Paper Rex. Again, I think they're expecting somebody to maybe be like Carpe spamming that wall or something like that with where the C's landed. Actually, they were just waiting right outside the door, hoping to close the gate on them, and they did. So 8-4. I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. You know,
Rossi, you're my rose.
Rossi, you're my rose.
I believe that's what that said.
That's adorable. Devi, you're my daisy. I'm not good with flower names, but
that is, I can confirm that is a flower. Excellent work.
I did it, guys.
You don't have too many flowers where you come from. It's usually just frigid with 10 feet of snow on the ground.
That's kind of true. It is a barren wasteland as Wisconsin.
Same could be said for New Jersey. Anyway, let's go into the second half. Paper X now shifting over onto the defense. T1 needing this attack to be absolutely monstrous.
Curious to see exactly how they're going to play this. With something in middle, I want to know if that's like the Paper X sort of MO, that he's just going to, even not on a duelist, kind of be in charge of that area of the map. Often, you know, you expect him to be on that jet with an operator or something like that, like we saw last year, containing that space. early on just with a Ghost, of course, it's just the pistol, but something to kind of keep your eyes on, I think, as this map progresses, is the positioning of something, the way that he's going to be playing off Duelist on Ascent. On yet, Mind Freak thinking about trying, but they're getting backed off.
Yeah, I mean, their attention right now being so very split. Divine looking to just try to hold the door, but there's just too many players coming out of the smoke. Ends up falling. Rotation now coming through as Execurate going to be able to find one. Forsaken will get Rossi, but suddenly it's just Mind Freak, and now he's gone. Execurate cleaning them up. T1 maintaining a lead in pistol rounds now, 3-1 in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, they've won both pistols. Last time, of course, Paper Rex went for the Force Buy, the Stingers and a Spectre, and this time around, though, not feeling like going to fool T1 just again, but maybe you can use that against your opponent here, because T1 is likely to be a little bit more cautious than maybe normal on this round, right? It's got to be in the back of your mind that last time there was that Force Buy. So let's work the map a little bit. See if Paper Rex can use that to their advantage. Maybe they can do things like take a little bit of space, find kind of some off angles that maybe T1 isn't expecting. What in the world? What in the world?
He wins it with a classic.
What?
Okay. Opening kill.
Right there.
Found there from Monyet, down to 1 HP, mind you. Weapon not recovered. Worry about it being watched by somebody else on T1. They don't push forward, so that is not going to be in their hands as they look to go for this retake. But somehow, some way, Paper Rex do have a man advantage. Decent amount of util. Everyone's pushing around, but this Cypher Cam here from Excurate should be able to spot them all.
Monyet, 1 HP. Any damage done, he's out of the round, but you never know. It's Paper X, man.
Cam cleared. Carpe trying to fish for something there with the Guardian. As Wingman goes rushing forward. That's going to be the mark coming through. Okay, needing to expire. Push into the corner, and something just wide swinging around. Saya player finds the kills. Oh, while the round's still unlikely to go their way as I say that. Oh my god, Excurate, 20 HP. Mind Freak, full health. Push in and gets him! How do they do this? Against all odds and expectations, they have no firepower coming into the round.
Thrifty.
It's not. It's just almost unfair.
Thrifty doesn't do that justice. We need to invent a new term.
No one will remember.
There's a rags to riches round.
How does he win the fight? That's what I want to know. He's out in the open with an orb. It's unreal. The upgrade for Mind Freak, and I mean, there's a ton of information given over to T1 too. The cam was checked in B main, so that had to be cleared. They know where they're coming from. They just find ways to get there because they're not afraid.
Damn, I mean, Paper Rex, they're like, yo, buy our capsule, damn it. Look what you can do with this thing. It might just be
this classic built different.
Here.
You too can go for outrageous aggressive orb grabs that should never work and get a kill.
Something now fishing. Man leads the way. Daze has come through. They're looking for the push. They're looking to overwhelm. He's trying to find Saya player. A little bit too unpredictable there with the movement as Monyet now going to be a little bit of a rough spot. And he'll be able to dome him with that Sheriff. The swing out, nice, splitting his attention between two targets. Ends up falling, but now the Odin has arrived here in heaven. Caught with util in hand. Excurate wins the brother battle. As Mind Freak makes his presence aware before the neural depth can go off. Plan coming in.
The spike.
Sheriff in hand. Mind Freak again versus Excurate. Can he manage to win it out? He's just dancing around. Tries to flush him out of the open. The snake bite coming through, and it's a damn good effort from Excurate, but he cannot get the win. Mind Freak can get the defuse, can recover the Odin, and Paper X can get up to 10.
It almost works. I love the tempo change here from T1. The fast short hit, get Saya in deep, cause confusion. A great snake bite for Day Main. To clear out some players, make those Sheriff wallbangs that much more effective to get rid of Devi and Monyet. I told you the Odin was coming.
It was indeed.
He did something a little goofy there where he thought he had time standing out in the open to go for the Prowler, but you know what? Whatever. It's Forsaken. I don't question it. It's his brother. He has to know that maybe his brother's more likely to back off there or something and that he might be able to get away with it.
T1 now. mountain is getting taller and taller that they need to climb. And you can see Paper X, they still really want to push the tempo here. Paranoia just completely shoves Execute away from this B lobby. The rest of Paper X can now anticipate that this hit is going to happen here on the A site.
Monyet
very far forward, judge in hand, the Paranoia getting ready to crash in, and it does.
Oh
Prowler
my.
does not check right. He inches up, sees one, at range, the vulnerable, helping to take him down. It's going to be Mind Freak and Forsaken collecting the kills. Mind Freak now with 3 in the round. Spike stranded, and Execute with everything to do.
Paper X saw that wall on split that Execute used. I said, we too have cheeky walls that you don't quite expect that you can hide players in. Both Prowlers completely missing. Monyet there.
Read the spike.
And he's able to do a lot of extra damage, cause some extra confusion to T1. Yeah, he doesn't get any kills, doesn't matter. It made it so unassailable for T1, and Execute has to try to save. The only one with any cash to speak of, really, for T1. They're going to try to get rid of it. Devi's going to be good for it. Yeah, no problem.
11 now here, Paper X. And what just dominant showing here. After the closest on split, the multiple overtimes coming through, with T1's map pick being Ascent, we were expecting this to, maybe continue being that back and forth, if not, a T1 runaway. But right now, this is very much just out of their hands.
Good defense.
Yeah, it is good defense. You're right. One thing I find really intriguing to watch, the way that people just completely disrespect snake bites these days. Like, they just walk right through them, vulnerable be damned. Just send it in, but I mean...
Both are crying somewhere. For all the Viper disrespect.
I mean, at least there was a Yoru played earlier today for Lothar.
True.
We got that going.
True.
He'll probably be co-streaming the next match, right? At the very least. He might be co-streaming this one too, I'm not sure, but...
Could very well be. But, I mean, everything right now is resting on this timeout from T1. It's the second one invested. And, I mean, 6-round deficit to try to claw back on the attacking side. Yeah. Not a good spot.
It's not easy. It's really challenging against this Paper X team. Now you've got a Nightfall to back up this Odin. Make matters worse, Forsaken has an extra piece of utility that he can use to spot you and try to get that Odin spammed down. Mind Freak has his ult over on the B side. They're leaving him all alone. They've got 4 players over on A, 2 in short. Dizzy going to be sent up and over, trying to buy Paper X the ability to, again, cover these orbs, feed them into Monyet. Okay, he's okay. It's fine this time.
Stays alive. Something, though, has not spotted Saya player. He's gotten here towards the stairs in mid, completely unnoted, and now I think his presence very much known. Quick headshot, I think it's taken down. Spam damage coming out, though. Working down to 56. Dash expiring. The rest of the team getting corralled up here in A main.
Here.
And only 1 kill, Monyet gets his showstopper. So if he gets 1 in here, this hit could turn really sideways really fast for T1.
Call coming in as that C's connects in towards Wine. Rotations now starting. Mind Freak the only one who's really lingering back. Side player going to be spotted by the Boombot over in tree. Prowler's chasing forward into the smoke as Divide tries to hold backside. Quick headshot comes in. Easy going to be taken down. Forsaken dropping off the top of heaven with the Odin in hand. Comes up with 4. And I need to see a replay of it. Because good God, I think Forsaken just outlock you with an Odin here.
Yeah. That C's lineup was from forever away from Forsaken. And this is something that makes Paper X really special, is that players like Forsaken and the others spend a lot of time just screwing around in maps. And when I say that, I mean they go in there and they just see what they can get away with lineups. How far can we launch stuff? Where can we launch stuff from? They're so technical. You think about Paper X as this fast, explosive team, but they spend a lot of time learning tech, practicing abilities, and how they can interact with the map and with themselves. So stuff like that, it's just incredible the way that they work things. Well, now it is going to be Mind Freak using his Viper's Pit, a little bit different, a little bit further back than we saw from T1 when they invested theirs on the B side, but a camera not going to be able to see much as it's right outside of his. Trap wire just in case there's a lurk being set up from the Viper's Pit itself. But as of right now, Paper X happy to absorb a little bit of the early aggression and see if they can punish. The weaponry is just not the best for T1.
No, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen Sai play with a Bucky in his hand.
Not that I remember.
There's always a rifle or, you know, a Marshall or something like that. Very different looks here. Also has the knife to back it up. Spray coming down. Mark gets something. Again, just eating a little bit of that snake bite, trying to creep up in towards the smoke. Prowler does spot him, though, and Saya player swinging around the backhand side might have a massive opportunity to upgrade his weapon, and he does, but he's not going to go for it. Princess Sight's back. They know that they still need to break this open. They know that there's still going to be players for Paper Rex situated here on A. Showstopper, however, coming through. Sends it up towards Heaven. It's not going to be able to find the kill. Execute strikes. Saya player pushing it. Managing to find Divide. Time dwindling. Forsaken swings his way back over and cannot steady the aim. Izu will take him down. Mind Freak will hightail it. The series is not over yet.
Well, this is a really nice round for T1. Potentially too little, too late. We'll see, but they're able to slip the net. Saya player sneaks through, knowing that we've been seeing something play that tree position, that short A position quite often. And when they catch sight of him over in mid, they're like, ooh, there's a little bit of an opening that we can potentially utilize. Let's see if they remembered to plug that hole. They didn't, and that really breaks the round open for T1. Monyet just not able to find that showstopper angle either. I think if he kind of could have that one back, he might turn his attention towards the door where the switch is instead of towards Heaven, but you know, just a reaction play there. That jet's coming in, the blades are out, you know that's a threat, and you want to try to shut it down.
Well, around one, and with the economy worked low here for the side of Paper Rex. We'll see what they're going to be able to piece together. Still have a couple of bolts to try to work with, but yeah, I mean, really good. Just getting Saya player into that deep lurk position, completely unscouted, set up with a Prowler to identify something's position. Allows them to really find that opening kill.
Exactly.
But now they need to do that 6 more times to give us overtime again.
Easy, no problem.
Up on top of the box, Monyet spotting.
Hit.
Oh, puts him low, and something gets the headshot and range to just go ahead and finish the job. Paranoia is well expended by Izu.
It's just these little plays that they set up that
There.
are so well coordinated, so well executed. Their aim's so good. Monyet gets the first, and something's right there to back him up with the Sheriff. Try to spam it down. Even though that, oh.
Yep, seeing him. I think he's more than satisfied just to go ahead and put that shot on the Rossi shoulder. As the Thrash goes on a bit of a scouting mission in towards B main. Nothing spotted, brings it back, recovers it. Have that up as Paper Rex just pulling back, getting ready for the attack to come in here onto A.
A lot of utility to delay.
Where are you?
Paper Rex. On Forsaken, yeah.
Rossi revealed. Carpe as well. Just no ambiguity about it. Says, yes, I'm here. Here's a Prowler. Please don't chase me. They're going to back away, and that's going to be them now drifting back towards this B site.
That's got the Thrash out again.
30 seconds left.
So that's going to be lost for the rest of this round. T1 here.
But it also tells them everything that they need to know.
Yep.
It's either A main or it's B.
Divide.
And oh, are they actually starting to think that this is going to be A? It doesn't matter. Divide able to find two before getting taken down. On chance with the Marshall, missing the opening shot. Time dwindling. Spike here in the hands of Izu. Spots one. Can't get the shot in. Spike going to be planted. T1
planted.
with a hope, with a dream. 2v4, but now it's just Izu all on his lonesome. Swings out, the spam coming through the smoke, trying to scout him out. Finds one, but cannot hold the door. Forsaken, he will get the finish. The abuse can come in, and that is going to be Paper Rex. Shutting down T1 on their map pick of Ascent and moving forward 2-0.
And now Paper Rex finds themselves once again making their way to an international event. On to Madrid they will go to represent Pacific. Still some work to be done to see if they can claim a title, their second in a row in VCT Pacific, but certainly looking unbelievably strong on Ascent there, and you can see the heartbreak here for T1. Izu, just such a valiant effort on Split. They gave it everything they had. They made that triple duelist almost not work. It was so close.
Yeah. A loss like that against a comp that so many other teams would stray away from, would say, no, we can't make this work. A loss like that, seemingly having shattered T1, but I mean, you can see what it means to them. It's brutal. But I mean, all things considered, still an incredible beginning to the year here for T1. Making a very significant run back. Having an incredible, one of the just most entertaining maps of Valorant that I've gotten to cast.
Yeah.
In that opener there on Split. While the emotions for now, they sting. I hope that in the end they'll be able to hold their heads high and look forward towards stage 1, come back even stronger.
I mean, you have to look at this T1 squad and have a lot of hope and a lot of confidence that they are going to bounce back in the next stage. Like, there is a lot of really good things happening on this team, a lot of good things in place, and it is no small task to try to take down Paper Rex, and many have tried, few have succeeded. It is so difficult, and with Monyet on this squad as well, I mean, we know what he's capable of. We saw it on GE, we're seeing it here again with Paper Rex. It's a different style, it's a different flair to Paper Rex this year, Achilleos. We're not seeing sort of that off-the-rails, sort of blast packing in your face, just going crazy, but it still has a similar tone. It still has a similar flavor.
A round of applause for Izu making his way to give the fist bumps. Sportsmanship first,
No
emotion
doubt.
second. But for Paper Rex, I mean, again, another grand final, another international event on the horizon. But still, another series to be played through. With some limited time for preparation because they don't know yet who their opponent's going to be.
That's true. Really interested for that next match. DRX versus Gen G. Korean powerhouses going to be squaring off in what I think will be a very, very close series. I think that's going to be an intense battle with some of those rookies coming in. That's an exciting storyline, but
Thank you guys.
it's just hard to think that it'll be any